Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not
You will bring
relevant.
the jury.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy, do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy
They
there.
got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
By gosh, make them work for it.
You will bring the jury.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their court.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case.
All right. Good morning. I'm sorry. Just choking up on my words here. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Great to have you here this morning. Tried to do something different on the intro and it didn't work, so I failed. But we're here. Welcome. Hope you're doing great. Happy No Pants Friday. My battery's dead. Nice. So no lights. All right. Here we go. See if we can get everything working again. All right, there it is. We've got Adopt Don't Shop first in chat today. Congratulations, Adopt Don't Shop. I'm not sure if this is your first offense. It might be. I think it is your first offense because you. I don't remember. Maybe one prior. I have to update the subscriber number with the latest and greatest. So it went down 4 since the podcast does that. It goes down. I'm not sure why. We haven't been able to find any common theme. Anyway, welcome. Let's see. It's online. Everything's working. It should kick in and start doing things on its own with likes instead of subscribers. Although I can switch it back and forth. We'll force it manually and then let it catch up by itself. Save. I make fake AA batteries that wire into power supply. A crazy way to deal with powered things. This has an internal, it's a USB-C powered. Anyway. All right, we're getting caught up. I think it's working. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Everything's working. Good morning. We've got some fun stuff to cover today. I'm not sure if we're going to jump up to Judge Cedric Simpson's courtroom today. There's a chance we could go there because he's had some action.
Happy birthday. You look good.
We also have something from another court that we've saved. We have Judge Boyd's courtroom that's going to be going live here today. We've got to catch up to yesterday's. We got a lot of things going. Kind of sad seeing that thing tick downwards. It went up by 1. Went up. It goes up and down. Every day, here's what it is. I joke about it being the podcast, but every day the subscriber numbers goes up during the day, and then overnight it drops down. I pretend that it only happens during the podcast, but it's a daily thing. I know people watch during the day, and then at night they clean up their subscriptions. Or maybe YouTube deletes the bots. I don't know. I don't know how it happens. But welcome. We do have a tiny number on the like list so far. So if you would like to get your thumbprint on the like, now's the time to do it. You could be number 91. And I guess I could. There we go. Now you can see it even. Let's see. We get verdict music. I think we do. I think we will. But let's start with the regulars, right? Let's start with happy birthday. We're going to then jump to something Amber texted me very early this morning. I think it was still dark outside, Amber. I don't remember. I just remember my phone buzzing, and Amber's like, "You need to get this right now, right now." So I'm running down here in the studio, powering things up, and grabbed what she wanted me to get. And today's going to be a smorgasbord. Yeah, we're going to have some fun stuff. I think we're going to watch what Amber told me to get first after the birthdays, which is after the birthday, and then we're going to go to yesterday's Judge Boyd, so we can get caught up on that before we have a verdict today in Judge Boyd's court. I think we're going to have a verdict today. So. All right, so we have a birthday here. Judy, we're going to sing to Judy, everybody. Everybody's going to sing to Judy. This is not just me. My voice is not ready.
Hello.
It's like going back in time, seeing it's changed. 80s, I love this. I don't remember what train station it was in. I was in a train station in England.
You look
good. And they have a huge board, a massive board that has like these counters, and it's always just whirring. You're like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. I love it. Absolutely loved it. And I've loved it since then.
You wear multiple hats, sir.
Is it? I don't know. I don't remember what train station it is. It's a big one.
When are we going to break?
All right. No, not break for lunch. We're breaking for birthday. So everyone, wherever you are, stand up, take a deep breath, shoulders back, project your voice to the back of the room, blend your voice with your neighbor, and warm up with me if you will. La, 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 la.
Remember in the beginning when we started 110 years ago?
That music was really loud. We're singing. Here we go. Happy birthday to Judy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Judy. Happy birthday to you. There we go. Now the whole rest of the song, Judy, is all for you to show us the dance you've been practicing. And the dancers are going to back you up, of course. You look good. 28 again, right, Judy? Happy birthday. Hope you have a wonderful birthday tomorrow. Let the dancers do their thing. We're going to go ahead and plug in the griddles, get them hot. A little bit of oil or butter. Pancakes with butter, I think, is better than oil, if you ever tried. To everyone who's celebrating the birthday today, happy birthday. I realize there are a million places you could be and a billion people you could have been with, but you chose to be right here with us. The privilege, pleasure, the honor, the joy, that is ours. Hopefully you can take that joy and return it right back to you. Make your day just a little bit more special. Begin by helping yourself to free pancakes at Denny's, IHOP Village, and Waffle House, McDonald's, Tappington, Left House, Andy's Grill, Bob Evans, and Cracker Barrel. There we go. One breath. Like birthday cake with rainbow sprinkles. Even my pants are dancing, and I'm not in them. It's because it's No Pants Friday. Oh, speaking of no pants, we're going to be going to a judge who had a no pants incident in his court with an officer. We're not going to show that one. Officer shows up dressed from the waist up. That was some testimony. I have to put the light down so I can do the drum solo. You guys can help me if you want. Beautiful. Excellente. Thank you. Let's see. Oh. We got a gift from Jill C. Kennedy. Jill, thank you for the Sunday, the Heart Sunday. Love it. Also, AC's Wildflower, member for 27 months. I missed a few member bursaries yesterday. I apologize. I thought I'm going to get to them, and then I forgot completely. My apologies if I missed your member bursary yesterday. Red Pen gifted 5 memberships this morning. Thank you, Red Pen. She's hopefully feeling better. You've had a long week, Red Pen. Please take as many breaks as you need so you won't quit. So just very liberal PTO. Well, very liberal TO offered here at this establishment. Just know that if you need a little time off, as much as you need. Always. Let's see. Adopt, don't shop was first. PTO. Yeah, I'm not sure what the P is. We just do the TO. We just do TO. So, and no, you're not allowed to quit. All right, let's jump back to something that Amber had me grab this morning. We've watched a few soft sits, and it's rare. It's rare to see this happen, but a transition on a soft sit is a fantastic thing to observe. Whether it's them realizing that it's just not working, and we've seen that sometimes. That's sort of like vindication. But once in a great while, like in a blue moon, a soft sit will have something click in their head, and they'll just disavow all the prior ridiculous notions that had filled their craniums and our ears with gibberish. And I think that blue moon is about to happen now. I'm not sure if I can. It's No Pants Friday, but I have to get around this and plug in a different cord because I need the B out instead of A out on this. Let's just pull it and see what I can do. See if I can do it on this side. I need this cable right here to unplug. Where'd it go? I went over there. That's the wrong one. Wrong one. Just take this one, unplug that one, put it here. This one goes there. Why do I have an extra? Now if I hit play, now I don't see anything. Yep, that's not it. This one goes back there. Now this one goes up here. Aha!
Miss Graves?
Wait, Judge.
Is it?
Hang on. Back up. Are you ready? Oh, I lost my background. What happened to my background? Where did Court go? Why am I on a green screen? Did the power go out recently?
Miss Graves? Is it? Are you sure this is what you want to do?
Who's Miss Graves?
Positive. The $145 fine. It doesn't abstract to the Secretary of State, therefore it doesn't carry any points. We'll close it out after a $145 fine, all right?
A payment plan or reducing
Give me a basis. Just because it's Miss Graves. Let's call it City of Detroit versus, did she fill out an advice of rights? But I guess if it's civil infraction, it's fine. I do have an advice of rights in here. City of Detroit versus Destiny Raven Graves. Case number SP1902232, counts 1 and counts 2. SP1902234, counts 1 and counts 2. Appearance for the record, please.
The City of Detroit, P70303. Officer Del Zacchio is here in the building and available for trial today.
I did see him. I have him marked as appeared.
Thank you.
Appearance, please.
Hannah Jenkins, PA2663. On behalf of Ms. Graves, I did have an opportunity.
She has representation.
Asked me to represent her.
Absolutely.
All right. Oh, Tana Jenkins.
Step up to the microphone.
Our soft set has representation.
On behalf of Ms. Graves, I did have an opportunity to speak with her. I know she previously indicated that she wanted to represent herself, but she asked me to represent her today. She is here in court. What is your name for the record?
Step up to the microphone so she can get it clear, please.
Destiny Raven Graves.
All right. Today is the date and time, and it's set for a trial. We were scheduled to have a jury trial. You understand it's your right to have a trial by jury, correct, Ms. Graves? And you understand that you the offer is pleading to an expired plate civil infraction, and it's $145 fine. It will not abstract to the Secretary of State, and the other matters will be dismissed upon stipulation of probable cause. You understand that, ma'am? All right. And you want to take that step up? Say you have to talk. And you got that, Miss?
No.
You can see her right over here in this monitor a little bit, but that's it.
You got that?
Yeah.
All right. And you want to take that deal, ma'am?
Yeah.
On behalf of your client, Ms. Jenkins, you stipulate to the face of the ticket as an accurate factual basis for that responsible plea?
Yes, Judge.
You stipulate the probable cause for the dismissal of the other matter?
Yes, Judge.
With those stipulations, I'll find your client responsible as charged to the expired plate, and I'll dismiss the other matter. Go ahead, Ms. Jenkins. Why should I give Ms. Graves a break? Let me let the record reflect that Ms. Graves' mom is here. The court does recognize that,
hey,
ma'am, and the court does appreciate that for the support of your daughter. Absolutely.
Judge, Ms. Graves is a young woman, you know, many times young people are of limited income. She is employed, but she also has a young daughter for whom she provides financial support. And I know she was previously experiencing housing challenges.
I know all of that.
And so she's definitely someone who is trying to earn more, and she's a smart woman, and I know she will earn more, but at this point in her life, she's of limited means, and so we're asking that fines please be waived.
The issue really is, Miss Graves, it just bothers me, and I'm not going to hold this against you for any fines and costs that your counsel has asked me to waive for you. But it just bothers me that you take the time and the court has no issue with filing motions. The court has no issue with any of those things that you want to exercise your right. This is what we're here for. But you take the time and you file these things. I don't know where you learned this from or got this from, but the courts has no basis in law at all. I would suggest that whomever you have got this information from and you've been dealing with this, and I can only imagine you got it from someone.
Some soft sit.
That you need to stop listening to that person, take yourself to law school, and go and get your own law degree. Because what I do recognize in you, and what the quality that I do recognize in you that I don't see a lot of in attorneys, is that you're persistent, and you want to be heard, and you're going to make sure that you're heard. That's a good thing. But when you're trying to speak, you have to speak in terminology that the court understands. And this whole stuff about abatement and things like that, the court you've done this before. And the court has no understanding of this. We operate off of these Michigan court rules, the Constitution of the United States, and the Constitution of Michigan. You see how big these rules are? Nothing in these rules are that you file are in that documentation. So about giving you an opportunity about giving you a chance to pay this and to not pay it. I'm not going to grant that. There's got to be some kind of punishment, because what I see and what I believe is that well, one thing, Ms. Graves did get a valid driver's license last time.
Excellent.
And I was very surprised about that, because she was pushing this narrative of this abatement and all of that stuff, what I call sovereign citizen stuff, the last time. And then lo and behold, I see Miss Graves again. And I'll see her again, I believe. I do believe I will.
She's
Go to
coming
law
back.
school, Judge. You won't see her.
Until you may.
She's going to law
I
school.
want to say that I respect the court, I respect you, and I understand that you look at the way that I go about being in court as sovereignty. I understand that what I state isn't recognized in the court. However, I also do understand my rights, and I know I have to stand by that. So me standing by my rights is in no way, shape, or form to disrespect you, to disrespect the court, or make you even feel like I'm being irresponsible. The way that I see it is me being irresponsible and me holding other people responsible. Not saying you, but we all have a job to do. You have a job, the bailiffs have a job, the officers of the court have a job, and the officers, outside has a job as well. The officers who stopped me has a job as well. I'm not here to blame anybody. I never was. That was never my intention. My intention was to simply stand on my rights and protect myself, as you will be doing the same for the court. So that's all that I really wanted to say. Like I said, I respect the court and I respect you as well.
Well, I must say this, I do find it a little bit disrespectful at times when you continue to push those things. And I've already ruled on those things. When I rule on something, your right is to fully go to the next level and appeal my ruling. And and if I got it wrong, that's how the system is. You do not continue after I've made my ruling and I've given you opportunity to put everything on the record, haven't I?
Yeah.
I've always given you that opportunity. You do not go and challenge my ruling by continuing to push the same thing that you've been pushing. What you do, if you do not like my ruling, you take my ruling to the next court and appeal my ruling. That's how the process works. The process, you're not going to get anywhere by continuing to say, are you going to let me be heard on my abatement after I've let you be heard on your abatement? And I've told you your abatement, I don't recognize that. I don't understand anything of what you're saying on that. So again, this is why I am fining her the $145, because there's got to be some sort of punishment in this, because you are still, what you said, standing on your rights. So I still believe that you don't feel that you have to have plates on your vehicle. You don't believe that you need to be driving around in a registered vehicle. You don't believe that Officer Delzacchio wrote you those tickets in. Can you stand up, officer? Can you state your name for the record, please?
Delzacchio, man, 706.
Did you get that, or does he need to step up to the podium, please?
Please step to the side. Officer Delzacchio, Detroit Police Badge 706.
And good morning to you.
Good morning.
And I do say he was here on time in the beginning. So that is why what you just said is that you're standing on your rights. Go ahead.
I did have an opportunity to confer with Ms. Graves. She is going to put plates on her car. I think what she's standing on the rights of all people, because the social system is broken, and she's advocating essentially for change and equality. There's a lot of racism in policing. There's a lot of disproportionate minority confinement. There's a lot of brutality, and she recognizes this, and this is her effort to change that. And she does believe that the system is broken, but she is an intelligent woman, and she is going to maneuver within the system while still doing what she can to advance change. And by that specifically, she is going to register the vehicle if she hasn't already. And I think this idea of law school is perfect for her, because we need spirits like hers who are truly dedicated to change and dedicated to equality and dedicated to eliminating a lot of the racism and other oppressive elements that are creating inequality and still operating within the system. And I think that this has been a powerful moment for her. And we're grateful to the prosecutor, and we're grateful to the court, and we're grateful to everyone else in the court for the patience.
And let me say something to you. I have the same skin complexion as you. I understand that it's not always fair, and the system's not always fair, especially because of the color of our skin.
Yes.
There's no getting beyond that right now. But we are all expected to play in the rules. Never once have you said that this officer was unfair to you because of your race.
She didn't do it
because had you said that,
racism.
we would have addressed that issue too. I have never had anybody come in here and say this officer has done anything because of your race. I respect the fact that you say the system is broken, and I understand that the system is an imperfect system. And we're probably will always be an imperfect system, but with people and advocates like you can be properly, you can help to balance the system out. That's what I try to do on a daily basis as well, because I'm not going to allow somebody to any of these officers in any way to run over your rights because of the color of your skin. But you do need to operate in the system. If you don't like it, part of it is going to the legislature, and part of it is exercising your right to vote. Part of you may want to consider being some sort of getting involved in politics to help right that system. We do need better people. We need better lawyers. But the way you go about doing things is not recognized in the court of law. All right. So I hope that you take this. This is the second time we've been down these roads. I was very pleased and happy that you got, first of all, and first and foremost, your housing. That was the most important thing that I can see. Second of all, you did get a valid driver's license, and it blew me away. I was surprised. Now I would like you to, hey, we'll give you a copy of the court rules. As a matter of fact, here, give her that. All right.
Is that your personal
That's
copy?
That's a 2005 copy. I'm sure that not much has changed in that. 2025.
Isn't that government property?
Take that. You can start with that. My brother told me before I became a lawyer, I need to read every page of that. And I did. Did I remember every page? Probably not. But I do know how to find out where to go to get the information. All right.
Judge, this is very expensive.
Your Honor, on behalf of the people, I thank you for doing this. For Ms. Graves here. I was just telling her mom, my daughter has a similar name as her middle name, and they always call her Mom. I'm like, yeah, she's fine. But I'm really proud of you. That's a good book, because I think that in government we get those free every year.
That's taxpayer dollars.
That it's only a year old. Nothing's changed, and I do feel for you. I didn't want to go to trial on no expired plates. But you got to get your plate. That's
call
it.
the jury and
I
tell
got to
them.
pay for insurance, my plate, and I can't afford insurance, so I know your position, but I have to pay it. So squeeze it out somewhere. About $15 to pay it. So I understand.
Can I just say something? That's my experience.
Step up, step up.
I did not experience any like racism or anything with the officer.
Huh? I know you're just talking generally about the system. I get it. I just want to make sure that we're all clear and all on the same page. And I just wanted to make that clear. But and lastly, this, I really like the way you present yourself. I do like the way that I want to see more out of both sides of the attorneys. My job is I want to see good lawyering. I want to hear good arguments. I want you to put me in the position that I have to make the decision, because I hate ruling against any side too much. I wish everything could work itself out, but I know that they can't, and I do have to make a decision. So you take knowledge of those things. Well, first of all, and then let me talk about the insurance. I say it, and I'll say it on the record. I'll say it so everybody here. I do believe that the system is against Black people. I believe that the rates of the insurance are too high in the city of Detroit, one of the highest in the country, because we are taken advantage of because we are an all-black city.
Yes.
I do believe that.
Facts.
I do believe the power of the insurance company to now, while I do understand that insurance is important, because if you hit someone, this other person is injured, somebody's got to be taken care of. But the power that they can compel everybody to have insurance, that's a very powerful power. And the only ticket, well, I won't say the only one, but a no insurance civil infraction, that $45 reinstatement is probably one of the only reinstatement fees at this time that will suspend your driver's license. Maybe on a reckless driving, $45. I got it. Maybe on something like that, but that's a powerful lobbying system that is able to make sure that our legislator in 2021 says we're not going to recognize any $45 reinstatement fees, although you have to pay them. You're not going to recognize that as a tool to suspend your license, except for no insurance. That's powerful.
It is powerful. I've had cases where people have fled the police because they didn't have their license because it was suspended because of no insurance. And they ended up going to prison for multiple years. So the consequences are.
Yeah. The judge knows as a prosecutor, I avoid that charge.
I do. I will say, Ms. Horn does take into consideration. We look at document tickets. These are document tickets. Nobody said that Ms. Graves went over the speed limit. Nobody said anything like that. Now, you could have gone over the speed limit. That may be why you got stuff. I don't know. But nobody wrote you a ticket for these. Are just document tickets, and they're saying that you don't have your proper documents. So, Ms. Graves, there is a lot that the system needs, but the system needs good advocates, and in order to be a good advocate, you have to play by the rules. And I know the rules can sometimes be stacked against you. Trust me, I understand that. But at the end of the day, you got to fight, and your mom told us you all got some fight in y'all. You and your sisters, right, Mom?
Yes.
All right, so put it the right way. All right, you're gonna pay this $145. I'll give you opportunity to get on a payment plan, or you can do community service. What do you want to do? Well, see, you want to pay. She got money. I'll give you until August the 13th, 2026 to pay it. Pay it at any DivDat kiosk in the city of Detroit. I'm told you can upload the DivDat app to your phone. I thank you, Attorney Jenkins, and I appreciate Attorney Jenkins advocating for you not to pay the fine. That's what she's supposed to do. But in this case, she didn't win this one. All right?
Thank you.
Best of luck to you, Ms. Graves. Thank you so much for sitting in with us. I hope you enjoyed your day. And have a great Officer Dell. I will see you soon. I always see him out there. All right. All right. Let's thank you.
All right.
All right.
All right. So she walks in a soft sit. She walks out with the court's copy of the rules from 2025 given to the judge by the government. That's taxpayer dollars. I'm pretty sure that's not something he is allowed to give away, but it's an old copy. We'll forgive him for that. And we might have a new lawyer in just a few years. And if she becomes a lawyer, hopefully we can send her that soundbite of the "Thank you, Your Honor," and go from there. But a soft sit, turning around, turning over a new. There it is. There it is. That's the defendant's child that we got that soundbite from. But yeah, maybe we can follow her career and see what she does. The judge, we're Pickles, not politics here, but the judge calling out some things that basically they exist in the legal system. There is racism in the legal system. We're not going to get into the details of it here, but it's there are people for whom the cards are stacked against them, and especially when he starts talking about some of those fines and fees. I hate how poverty is criminalized in this country. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. punishing someone because they're poor is terrible. All right. With that said, we're going to go to court. Let's see where we're going. We're going to Judge Boyd yesterday. And, we could go all the down the line and talk about the fact that we charge people to eat, charge people to fish. I don't like it. I don't like it. When I'm king, I'm going to make the rules, and it's going to be different. All right, let's go back to Judge Boyd, who was yesterday. Judge Boyd, you there? Oops, sorry. And now I just broke it because, that's what I do. Right down here. Show me. That's the one.
Have them send someone with more experience.
They're doing something and they're also doing the Warriors.
Okay. Is that coming here?
No, I don't have that.
To live in New York. Well, who doesn't love a good New York trip?
Oh, yeah.
This is what we were supposed to watch yesterday. Thanks. And did not.
All right. Is there anyone here on bond? Any attorneys here for people who are on bond?
I think we have to fast forward just a little bit because
that's no. Hi, how's it going?
We've got some inmates, right?
All right, great. All right, so
we're waiting for the jury to come in, so they take a couple inmates, boom, 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 boom. We watch all the inmates, and then we start with court. We're going to pick up right where we started with court, which was right around here.
And hopefully all the jurors are here.
Yep. We hope so.
Yes.
Oh, that's the point of being king. They all answer to me. We're back to the Bexar County, Texas trial. Marco Moreno Vasquez with no V. We did meet the daughter yesterday. Daughter testified against the dad, said that the dad and his friend pulled out pew-pews and shot in the direction of the victim who was struck and killed, we believe, by the friend. And then everybody fled. So
I'm sorry. Can you tell me this? We were in contact with Lauren Espinosa on it. They provided some additional evidence. I think we're going to end up being good to plea, but he's telling me that due to his cirrhosis and he's feeling really bad today, I don't know if sticking around this afternoon is going to be helpful for him and his health. I can come back tomorrow and come back anytime next week. I don't know about him though, but next week would probably be the ideal.
Yeah. Norma, if you'll recall, Gilbert Ramirez, and this will be the final chance for you all to enter this plea.
Yes, Judge.
Norma, recall him back for Monday. Yes.
Judge, we have a plea ready.
We're going to go with the jurors first, and then they're all here.
Yes, Judge. Ready to finish this way.
Go to the bench real quick, Judge.
Just tell them 5 minutes.
Yeah. Seems like whatever I wrote is backing up. Yeah.
On Cranford, is that a?
And because Mr. Garcia just went to the men's room, maybe we could do this really quick. It's a recommendation.
I believe in you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
If that's what you want to go.
I believe the children are our future. I'm gonna slow it down. Right?
We're still waiting for the jury. Judge slows everything down, turns off her camera. We're going to skip ahead. Now she's back.
Yeah. Well, let me just tell you. I can sing as well, but I choose not to. I need to, I'm using my talent here. Christopher Cranford.
I love her. Just segues.
Court is calling 2026 CR 005109 State versus Christopher Cranford. Can I have parties?
That's the wrong guy. Let's sit here and wait for her to get through this. We're zipping ahead. Here we go. Okay, it looks like the jury's coming in. There we go. Now we're starting for real. So I'm hearing news that the FDA is investigating Taylor Farms iceberg lettuce, which is a supplier for Taco Bell, for a source for
All right, everyone, please be seated.
the stomach bug.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And we do have an interpreter. She's been here before, and she's been sworn to translate. All right, state, call your witness.
State post John Rothenbach.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, pull that microphone to you, and make sure that you speak up so everyone can hear. If you could state your name and spell your last name, please.
My name is John Rothenbach, Rothenbach.
All right, state.
Mr. Rothenbach, how are you presently employed?
I'm presently employed with the Atascosa County Sheriff's Office.
Are you a certified peace officer?
Yes, I am.
What education was required to become a certified peace officer?
Academy, when I went through it in 1993, it was 400 hours.
How long have you been employed with Atascosa County Sheriff's Office?
Since 2008. It's been 17 years and 8 months.
What have been your duties over the past 17 years of
And prior to, from 2008 2010, I was a deputy sheriff on patrol. And from 2010 to 2024, I was a patrol sergeant.
And then currently?
Currently, I'm at the courthouse in Atascosa County as a bailiff.
What was your assignment on February 22nd, 2020?
I was a patrol sergeant.
And what are your roles and responsibilities as patrol sergeant?
Patrol sergeant supervise deputies under me. And also, we also take calls.
And were you on duty on February 22nd, 2023?
Yes, I was.
What shift were you working that night?
I was working daylight shift.
And what are the hours of daylight shift?
Daylight shift is from
Sunrise
7
to
a.m.
sunset.
to 7 p.m.
And were you in uniform on that day?
Yes, I was.
Did you operate a marked patrol unit?
Yes, I was in a fully marked patrol vehicle.
On or about that date, were you contacted to conduct surveillance?
I was contacted by Captain Peralta to look for a suspect vehicle.
And in your experience, officer, I'm sorry, in your experience, are you familiar with the term agency assist?
Yes.
What is that?
It's when we assist an outside agency. It can vary from welfare check or looking for a suspect involved in a crime.
And on February 22nd, 2023, were you asked by another agency to assist?
I was asked by Captain Peralta, who's in contact with Detective Lovely in Bear County, to assist.
Okay, so what was the other agency?
The other agency was Bear County Sheriff's Office, I believe.
Okay, and did you write a report in connection with this case?
No, I did not.
Why didn't you?
My involvement was so minimal that I didn't write a report on this in this case.
Okay, now when when Captain Peralta reached out to you, were you provided an address to begin looking for this vehicle?
He provided a general area to look for a suspect vehicle. He described it to me.
In what general area were you doing?
River Oaks and Kimberly Lane.
What was the first one?
River Oaks. River Oaks.
And is that in Poteet, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and approximately what time did you go begin your quest?
It was probably 10:20 something. It is. I believe about 10:20, and it took me a few minutes, and I found it. It didn't take very long at all.
And was that in the morning?
Yes, exactly 10:29. It's when I located that.
Okay, and what did you locate?
I located a suspect vehicle that matched the description.
And what description did you receive?
It was a tan gold SUV, and when I located it, it was parked between, I believe it was a trailer house and a storage shed, backed up to the fence with a board covering the license plate.
And now with that property that you located this at, can you describe the property generally?
The property is actually a house, a single wide trailer house at 74 Kimberly Lane, and when I located the vehicle, it's actually on River Oaks. It's pretty much it's pretty close to a corner. And so I went down River Oaks and I saw the vehicle backed up to the fence line. And there was a trailer on one side and like a storage shed on the other. And I could clearly see the board covering the license plate.
Okay. I am approaching you with what has been marked as States Exhibit 85. Can you please take a look at this for me? Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It's I don't know the exact year. It's probably like a 2012 to 2014 Chevy Tahoe.
And is it a fair and accurate depiction of the vehicle you observed on February 22nd?
Yes, this is correct.
Okay, and is it a fair, I'm sorry, and has it been altered and amended in any way?
No.
Okay, at this time, Judge State would move to admit what has been marked as State's Exhibit 85 and enter it to the bench for inspection.
No objection.
State Exhibit number 85 is admitted without objection.
Should publish room?
Granted.
Mr. Rothenbach, I'm showing you what State's Exhibit 85 is. Can you please tell me what this is?
That's the Chevy Tahoe.
Okay, and what do we see going horizontally across this?
That's a barbed wire fence, neighbor's property. I took that picture from River Oaks from the neighbor's property.
In River Oaks was the road
The
closest.
road, yes.
Can you wait for her to finish her answer her question?
In River Oaks is the road closest to which side of the home, the front or the rear?
It would be the rear.
Okay, and then what is this that we see across the top of, or in the middle of the paint?
That's a piece of plywood that was covering the license plate.
And from your vantage point, could you observe whether the plywood was leaning against the vehicle?
It appeared to be leaning against the vehicle.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about February 23rd, 2023. Were you on duty that date?
Yes, I was.
Were you in a uniform and marked patrol unit?
Yes, I was.
Did you ever respond to the 3900 block of Ogden Road?
Yes, I did.
For what reason did you go to that location?
I went to that location to back up another deputy on a traffic stop.
In which deputy was that?
It was a deputy J.D. Ruiz.
And when you arrived on that date, what did you observe?
I observed that he had a car pulled over with numerous occupants.
And did you identify any of the occupants?
I believe I identified the passenger in the vehicle.
And what did you do once you arrived there?
I spoke with Deputy Ruiz and we had the occupants get out of the car.
And did any other agencies show up on that date?
Yes, Bear County detectives showed up.
And did Bear County Sheriff's Office take, custody of anyone?
Yes, Bear County took custody of 2 different people.
Okay, and after custody was transferred, is that when Atascosa Sheriff's Department's duties kind of subsided, they ended?
Yes, that was pretty much the extent of our involvement.
We pass the witness charge.
Defense.
Good afternoon. Is it Sergeant Rothenbach?
I surrendered my rank to work at the courthouse for Monday through Friday schedule, so it's deputy now or native.
So good afternoon, Deputy.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you for being here. Did you ever, looking at State's Exhibit number 85, the Suburban on that property, did you ever approach it and actually get close up on the Suburban?
No, I did not.
Defense is spicy.
So,
let's listen.
Had you ever been to that property before?
To that property?
Before that date that you went on the 22nd?
Yes, I believe I've been there a few times.
Had you ever been there to see that vehicle in that spot?
No, never.
Was that spot a legitimate spot to park a vehicle?
I had never seen a vehicle parked there. I mean,
right, but there was enough space to park it, right?
Yes, there was.
Any owner could park their vehicle anywhere on the property.
Correct.
As long as it's not on the street, hanging off the curb or blocking anything.
Correct.
And so you have no knowledge about how that wood got there, correct?
Correct.
So the prosecutor asked you if it was obstructing. Well, you couldn't see the license plate, right?
Correct.
You don't even know there was a license plate on that vehicle at that time, do you?
Right, correct.
So if there wasn't a plate, it wasn't obstructing anything.
Correct.
And if somebody was doing yard work and was moving stuff around, they could have easily have walked around and placed the wood against that as they went and did something else, right?
Right.
So you're not telling this jury that this was trying to hide the vehicle, correct?
Correct.
That would be like me standing behind a twig trying to hide, correct? So that's just the state of what the car was at.
Correct. That's what it was at
that time. You don't even know that vehicle was operational at that time, do you?
No, I don't.
No further questions.
State.
No further questions, Judge. Please excuse this witness.
Excuse.
Yes.
All right, if you will step down and if you'll
All
leave
right,
the
we're
microphone
flying.
behind And if there's an exhibit near you, if you'll pass that exhibit to the court reporter, please.
The CDC recommends that you cook.
State, you may call your next witness.
You cook your lettuce prior to having a salad. Who cooks their lettuce? That would be soup. You nuke it in the microwave. My salad from now on is going to be cheese and meat and maybe some dressing.
All right, there's a gray microphone up there for you. If you could place that somewhere on your vest, it's so that the court reporter can hear.
Wilted lettuce is delicious.
Got it.
All right. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Joshua Ruiz, R-U-I-Z.
All right. And I'm sorry, to the interpreter, have you had any problem hearing anyone? Thank you. All right, state, you may proceed.
I can turn off closed caption.
How are you personally employed, Mr. Ruiz?
I'm an investigator with the Ayden Sheriff's Office.
Are you a certified peace officer?
I am.
How long have you been a certified peace officer?
Approximately 13 and a half years.
How long have you been with Ayden Sheriff's Office?
At the same time, 13 and a half.
And what have been your duties over the past 13 and a half years?
Patrol duties and drug interdiction mainly.
And what are your roles and responsibilities as an investigator with Ayden Sheriff's Office?
The normal patrol duties, and I specialize in the highway interdiction.
And what was your assignment on February 23rd, 2023?
My assignment was to assist locate a male subject for Bear County.
But were you an investigator or on patrol?
At that time, I was an investigator.
Okay. And you were dressed in uniform that day?
Full uniform, marking it.
Okay. And what shift were you?
You're rocking it too.
My job doesn't have a specific shift, but that one was mainly midday shift.
Now, you stated that you were assisting another agency, correct?
Correct.
What agency was that?
Bear County Sheriff's Office.
So how do you generally get involved with cases?
If they need our assistance, they contact our office, and we get ordered to help or assist them in what they need done.
Okay, now when you assist another agency, may you still write a report and generate a case number under your agency?
Do we generate a report? Yes,
And does it get assigned a unique case number for your agency?
it does.
Okay, do you recall the Atascosa Sheriff's Office case number that corresponds to this case?
I do not.
Did you write a report in this case?
Yes, I did.
Would a copy of that report help refresh your recollection?
Yes.
Okay, I'm handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit G for identification. Will you please take a look and refresh your recollection as to the incident?
The incident number?
Yes, sir.
23-02321.
Okay. Now, what were you doing on February 23rd, 2023? You received this assistance request.
I believe I just got on duty that day.
Okay, and how did you know that you were to assist Bear County Sheriff's Office?
I don't recall who specifically contacted me. It was either Sergeant Rockenbach or Captain at the time, Max Peralta.
Okay. And what did you do once you
Somebody
received
stood
that
up in front of
request?
this court cam. It's
I
hilarious.
met up with Sergeant Rockenbach on FM 2504.
And what did you do next?
He briefed me or informed me of everything that was going on. And he had received an image of the male subject we were going to help Bear County detain. And we waited for the Bear County detectives to tell us when to move in.
Okay.
So we were stationary.
Okay, so you were stationary. Did you receive any vehicle information to be on the lookout for?
I don't recall.
Okay. And do you recall whether you found a vehicle, like a target?
Yes.
What kind of vehicle was it?
I don't recall the vehicle type.
Okay, were you equipped with body worn camera on February 23rd, 2023?
I was.
Was your patrol unit equipped with watch guard fleet video on that date?
Yes.
One second. Investigator, I am approaching you and handing you what have been marked as States Exhibits 86 and 87. What are these?
The watch guard recordings from my unit from the body cam.
How do you recognize them?
They're mine?
Have you viewed them?
Yes.
Are they
They're
fair and
mine.
accurate depictions of February 23rd, 2023?
They are.
Other than to comply with the rules of evidence, have they been altered or amended in any way?
No.
At this time, state offers States Exhibits 86 and 87 with evidence tendered to the defense for inspection.
That,
May I take them on broad duty, Your Honor?
Yes.
that forehead was from a Georgia case. that's
Investigator
going on right
Ruiz, looking at State's Exhibit number 86, you say it's your body cam?
I'm not sure which one you're.
Well, there's two. Are they both body
One's
cams?
the dash cam and one's the body cam.
Okay, so one's Coban and one's body cam.
Yes.
Okay, on either one, when did you review them?
Both today.
This morning?
Approximately. I don't know the time.
And you initialed them?
Yes.
And they accurately depict what happened on February 23rd of 23?
Yes.
No objection.
All right. States Exhibits 86 and 87 are admitted without objection.
Permission to publish?
Granted.
Since we can't see him, I'll show you the Georgia court head again. She's back. Whoever this is back in front of the seal during break. We're not following this case, so I'm not going to play the audio or anything. I think it involves a child death. But it's one of the things that I watch. So,
Investigator
one of my
Ruiz,
16
why did
windows.
you conduct a stop on the target?
Well, we're informed that it was a
Objection is the leading.
Overruled.
I was informed that it was a suspect vehicle in homicide case in Bear County.
Did you observe any traffic violations?
Gets you every time.
No, I did not. It was either relayed through cell phone or digital radio in my unit that there was a defective tail lamp on the suspect vehicle that I was stopping, witnessed by one of the Bear County detectives that was following it.
Right. Defective tail lamp. Just Stephanie, yes, that's the case. The one that
Now,
they're having
which
gyro
direction were you
problems.
traveling on initially? Or I guess which street? I retract that question. Which street were you in?
This is FN 2504, and
you say
this
FN
I was
2504?
traveling north at this time.
And did you continue traveling north on this street?
No, I did not.
What did you do?
There were some miscommunications with myself and the detectives on which way the suspect vehicle was going. So at this point, you can see that I'll turn around and go in the direction in which they're following the suspect vehicle, which is south.
Now, to your knowledge, were there covert ECSO individuals also following the vehicle?
Yes.
What street are you turning on here?
This is proceeding east on Tank Hollow Road.
If you've got a case that you recommend, you can either make nominations over on topmark.media, the website, www.topmark.media, or you can send all the details. And by all the details, here's what I need. The dates the trial's supposed to start, the judge's name, the county, the state, the style of the case, the defendant, and
And
the
looking at this
charge.
vehicle as the exhibit's paused at 4 minutes and 18 seconds, what do you observe about the vehicle?
Effective left tail lamp, driver's side.
Now, after you conducted a stop, what did you do?
I immediately proceeded to the vehicle. As I was speaking to the driver, I looked in the back seat and I was able to identify the suspect I was looking for sitting in the middle of the back seat. So,
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. We're going to break it down a little bit. You said you approached the vehicle, correct?
yes,
Which side did you make your approach?
driver's side.
Why?
It's common practice to speak with the driver.
Okay. Playing States exhibit at 1 minute and 40 seconds. So when you approached from this vantage point, were you able to determine how many occupants were in the vehicle?
Yes.
How many were there?
4 adults, 1 child, and a dog.
Okay. And where was the child seated?
The far right, the passenger side backseat.
Presuming State's Exhibit? Hogging State's Exhibit. Who is this in the blue sweater?
May I refer to my report?
Yes, you can refresh your recollection. Let me know.
Marco Vasquez.
And did you determine who the front red passenger was?
I don't know how to say his name. Ades Hernandez Rivas.
Okay, and who is this woman? Do you know?
Ramona Martinez.
Okay, and did you determine the name of the driver?
Yes, I did. It's
I can't remember.
Eunice Elizabeth Lugo Davila.
Okay. And what did you do after you identified Mr. Vasquez?
I immediately detained him.
Why did you do that?
Bear County advised he's a homicide suspect, so for safety reasons for himself and myself, I detained him in handcuffs.
Okay, and do you see Mr. Marco Moreno Vasquez in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Can you please point to him and identify him by an article of clothing?
The baby blue shirt.
Okay, for the record, the witness is
Baby
identified.
blue.
Now, after you determined the identities of the individuals in the vehicle, what happened?
We were on standby for the rest of the Bear County detectives to get there and speak with them.
Okay, and approximately how long was it until BCSO showed up?
The first unit was almost immediately, and the rest came minutes after.
Now, this vehicle that I have, State's Exhibit, caused at 2 minutes and 54 seconds. This white vehicle back here, is this BCSO unmarked unit?
It is.
And is this one of the vehicles you passed that we saw in your fleet video?
Yes.
I passed the witness, Judge.
Defense.
Defense gets spicy with him. Maybe.
Good afternoon, Investigator Ruiz.
Afternoon.
Already the tone.
As we saw, those are clearly Texas country roads, right, that you're driving on?
Yes.
When you're driving and realize that you're going the wrong way and turn around, and we see you going by the cars, how fast are you going?
I'm not sure.
Approximately. You do this every day, right?
I do.
About how fast were you going? You were going over the speed limit, weren't you?
Yes, more than likely.
Because you were trying to catch up to something.
Right.
And in the academy, they taught you what the purpose of writing a report was, right?
Yes.
Tell the jury what that purpose is.
The purposes of writing a report is the recollection of events that happen on the call you're on, for any evidence purposes, what you see on scene, basically what happens while you're there.
What you do, what official action you take, right?
Mm-hmm.
To write down what the official action you take.
Yes.
And all the pertinent facts, right? The important stuff.
Right.
Like the weather's really not that important, correct? It might help, but it's not that big a deal.
No, it's not.
Okay. But in your report, you didn't put down what the target vehicle was, did you?
No, I did not.
That would have been pertinent, would it?
Yes.
Okay. Fortunately, we have your body cam and your Kovac, correct?
Correct.
So can you tell the jury what the target vehicle was that day?
It was a gray Nissan. I don't know the model.
Pathfinder, maybe?
I can't say I don't know.
You couldn't recognize it from the video? You've been doing this for 13 years?
Yeah.
On the road every day?
People make mistakes.
Sure. I mean, it could be an Armada, right?
Could be. That's why I'm not answering.
But you saw it on that video.
I did.
You pulled up behind it.
Yes.
And you were looking for it, weren't you?
Correct.
But you don't recall what kind of vehicle it was.
Minimal vehicles are on the roadway.
Did you get a license plate that you were looking for also?
I don't recall.
I mean, wouldn't that have been pertinent?
Pertinent if it was given to me.
Wouldn't they have given you a license plate as opposed to saying, look for a white Camry?
Not necessarily.
How many white Camrys are out there?
Thousands.
What color was this vehicle that you stopped?
Correct.
How many gray vehicles are out there on our
In the
tank?
countryside, it's mainly trucks.
Excuse me?
Like in the countryside, it's mainly trucks.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
In the countryside on that roadway, it's mainly farm trucks.
Put your hands down, sir.
Well, I mean, Texas is full of vehicles, right? SUVs and trucks mainly. That's the reason out on the Northeast, they have to wait to get those kind of vehicles because all the Texans buy them up.
Yes.
Turning up the heat. This
Now,
happened yesterday.
my client, when you handcuffed him, he didn't resist, did he?
No.
Gave you no problems whatsoever.
No.
Nothing further.
State,
And for the judge's witness is excused.
excused.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you. If you'll remove the square microphone, and if there are any exhibits with you, if you'll leave them with the court reporter, please. State, call your next witness.
Pickles, that's his Luna.
Another officer. I like this defense attorney.
You can just put that microphone into the table. And if you can just speak into this microphone so the jury can hear you.
Can you hear me?
All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you will state your name for the record, please.
My name's Fernando Luna,
And if you could spell your last name.
Luna.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Deputy Luna, how are you currently employed?
I'm currently assigned to the Bexar County Organized Crime Division.
Are you a certified peace officer with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office?
Yes,
And how long have you been with the Sheriff's Office?
about 20 years.
Okay, can you explain to the jury the training you had to undergo to become a member of the Sheriff's Office?
Yes, I went through a patrol academy and an FTO from there. Once you pass that, then you go out to the streets in the patrol division.
Now, in your entire 20 years with the Sheriff's Office, were you with patrol that entire time, or did you start out in the jail?
No, all my time was on patrol.
Okay. And you said your current title and assignment is what?
Organized Crime Division.
Okay. Back in 2023, what division were you in?
Same division. I was also at that time assigned to the SWAT team.
Okay. And can you explain to the jury what your duties are as a member of the Organized Crime Division and or SWAT?
SWAT, we serve high-risk warrants, barricaded subjects, standoffs, stuff like that. Organized crime, we target high crime areas and also conduct a lot of surveillance.
Okay. And so on February 23rd of 2023, were you on duty that day?
Yes.
And on that day, were you a member of the Organized Crime Division with the Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And did you become involved in a call on that day?
Yes.
Do you recall the case number that was assigned or incident number that was assigned to that call?
No.
Did you write a report summarizing your involvement in that call?
Yes.
And would it help you refresh your memory as to the incident number if you were able to review a copy of that report?
Yes.
Okay, Deputy Luna, I'm showing you what has been marked for identification purposes as states Exhibit H. Can you take a look at that and tell me if that is a fair and accurate copy of the report that you generated at or near February 23rd of 2023?
Yes.
And after refreshing your memory, can you please recite the incident number for the jury?
It's a BCSO-2023-0064106.
And do you recall how you became involved in this call?
Yes, we're dispatched to this location to conduct surveillance.
And what location was that?
74 Kimberly Lane in Polk Peak, Texas.
Okay. And was that located in Bexar County or in Atascosa County?
Atascosa.
Okay. And do you know why you were contacted to conduct surveillance?
I'm sorry, what was it?
Do you know why you were contacted to conduct surveillance?
Yes, to locate a suspect vehicle that was involved in a homicide.
Okay. And do you recall what unit asked for your units?
Or homicide division.
Okay. And so did you yourself personally go out to the 74 Kimberly Lane address?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember where you stationed your vehicle to conduct that surveillance?
It was on that street. If you're facing the house, it would be to my left.
Okay. And do you recall, well, let me back up. When you went to the location of 74 Kimberly Lane, did you have any descriptions of people or vehicles that you were looking for?
Yes, there was a gold 10 Tahoe that was supposed to be parked in the backyard.
Did you observe that motor vehicle in the backyard?
Yes.
Was that when you were conducting your surveillance or once you gained entry to the property?
During the surveillance as we made location.
Okay. And while you were conducting surveillance, did you observe any individuals on the property there at 74 Kimberly Lane?
Yes.
Did you ever identify these individuals?
Yes, through mugshots once they were provided.
Okay. And are those individual names reflected in your report?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. So you stated that the motor vehicle that was the suspect vehicle that was involved in the homicide that you were looking for was Chevy Tahoe. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. At some point, did you observe individuals exiting the property on 74 Kimberly Lane?
Yes.
Now, did those individuals get into the suspect vehicle involved in the homicide that was a Chevy Tahoe, or did they get into a different vehicle?
They were picked up in a different vehicle.
Do you recall what type of vehicle that was?
I'm not sure. I have to look at my report. It's been a while.
Refresh your memory.
Judge Boyd does ask they stay
A
seated.
silver Pathfinder.
Okay. So I'm gonna back up a little bit. So you stated that you saw that Chevy SUV in the back of that property. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Was there anything kind of out of the ordinary about that Chevy SUV that you observed while you were conducting surveillance?
There was a board covering the license plate or partial plate to the back of the Tahoe.
Now I'm going to show you what has been entered into evidence as Suite Exhibit 5. You may reference the screen to your right, or if you're having issues with that, you can turn on and look at the big screen. And does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of the motor vehicle as you observed it on February 23rd, 2023?
Yes.
Okay. And so the individuals that were you able to see where they exited from on the property on 74 Kimberly Lane?
Not what structure, they just came off that property.
Okay.
Through the front gate.
Okay. And so when you observed them, where were they?
They were coming off that property, getting into the Pathfinder.
You were unable to determine if they were exiting from the main structure or the camper structure. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Then ultimately, were you in contact with sheriff's deputies with Atascosa County?
Yes.
Okay. Was that suspect vehicle? I'm gonna back up. Was the information regarding the motor vehicle that the subjects were traveling in, so that silver Pathfinder, was that information related to Atascosa County deputies?
Yes.
Okay. And even though that wasn't the motor vehicle that was the suspect vehicle in the homicide, for purposes of Atascosa County, it could be considered suspect vehicle. Is that fair to say?
Yes, object calls for speculation.
With regards to speculation, that will be overruled.
Okay.
Maybe
were
a
you
different
able to
objection.
obtain the license plate on that Pathfinder?
Yes.
And what was the license?
Judge mutes the audio.
No, I'm asking the license plate.
License plate number was not SQZ-A55. It's a Florida plate. Talked about that on the podcast. Missed it last night.
License plate of SQ.
SQZ-A55.
Once that traffic stop occurred, did you make the scene of that traffic stop?
Yes.
Okay. Now, can you tell me the individuals that you were able to identify that exited the 74 Kimberly Lane address and entered into that silver Pathfinder?
Yes, it was our target, Moreno Vasquez, his wife and a child.
Okay. And do you see the target Moreno Vasquez here in court today?
Yes.
And can you please point to him and identify him by an article of clothing that he's
Blue long sleeve.
Okay. And so after this traffic stop is conducted by Atascosa County Sheriff's deputies, does Bear County Sheriff's Office deputies take custody of the defendant Marco Moreno Vasquez?
Yes.
Okay. And then what did you do after the traffic stop was completed?
I went back to the scene.
Okay.
May we approach, Judge?
Yes.
Short sidebar. We will skip it. Make sure I don't go too far. So we're at 147.05. Oh, and we're back. And the jury's out. We getting a proffer? What?
And so do you need a cough drop? No. Okay.
I've got more if you need.
All right, everyone, please be seated. So with regards to this warrant, is this a search warrant or something else?
It's a search warrant.
All right, so this is a hearing outside the presence of the jury. State, if you will continue with your questioning, and
proffer.
Defense, of course, you'll have an opportunity to question the witness.
So I guess this is not the individual that typed the search warrant. It was just provided to him. He searched the property under the authority of the search warrant. So that's the only question that I was going to ask for getting it.
Talk loud.
All right, so Defense, what is your objection?
Well, in order to talk about it, they have to bring somebody who actually obtained the search warrant for him to be able to execute the search warrant.
Foundation.
All right.
So I don't believe he can testify about that until we finish the suppression issue regarding the search warrant.
So I guess just my response to that would be that you received a signed copy of the search warrant, then entered into the property.
All right, so it's the court's understanding of the law that yes, an officer is allowed to use a search warrant that was prepared by another. However, because the defense is objecting to the validity of the search warrant itself, we'll need to have a hearing on that. But I mean, this witness, once it's determined if the search warrant is a valid search warrant, this witness will be able to testify. What issues are you saying? What is your issue with the search warrant? Are you saying it wasn't sufficient?
Well, I think they have to bring the officer who proffered the search warrant to a judge with the affidavit and have them testify about it based on the facts of where they got that information. Because, for instance, this officer talks about, I assisted to search the residence and check the fridge, freezer due to suspects being known to hide contraband, narcotics in it. You know, is that something that's in the search warrant? Is that something he normally does? And so if the search warrant's bad, it all comes out. Well, if the search warrant's good, then that's fine. But at this point, we don't know.
Well, yes. Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I just was going to say that, and I can submit the warrant to the court under a Frank's motion. The witness that obtained the search warrant will be testifying on Monday, but he is unavailable until Monday. So the predicate will be laid on Monday.
All right, counsel, have you seen the search warrant?
I have, Judge, but what I would argue is we allow him to testify, but the evidence is not admitted into evidence subject to connection. So he can testify about what he found, but if they cannot prove up the search warrant or a valid search warrant, then it stays out.
All right. Excuse me, can I see the search warrant? Because I think with regards to a search warrant, the issue is one, on the basis of the four corners, is it a valid search warrant? So if I could see the search warrant to make that determination, and then
maybe it's
if there's an issue regards to whether or not there is believed to be some falsehood, then that's something completely different. If there's some false information that was given to a judge to obtain the warrant. All right, with regards to the search warrant, I mean, the court is reviewing the search warrant and just looking at it through the four corners. And this witness is allowed to rely upon a search warrant that was obtained by another officer. So the court is going to allow him to testify that he was there based upon a search warrant.
Bring the jury.
So just note my objection for the record.
Yes, your objection will be noted, counsel, and the court will allow this witness
overruled.
to testify. I'm sorry, could we mark this just so the record can be clear what it is?
I'm gonna do M1 for motion.
All right, thank you.
I'm trying to keep it on.
See, that is awesome.
For identification as letters.
And Judge, since we have a break, let me hit the men's room.
Oh, well, just before you go, let me put this on the record real quick.
So for the purposes of this hearing, state offers Exhibit M1, which is a copy of the search warrant regarding 74 Kimberly Lane, located in Pucci, Texas.
All right. So the court has reviewed State's Exhibit M1, which is the search warrant for the property located at the court will note that this was
She mutes herself. Search warrant's coming in.
and just based upon the four corners of the document, the court is finding that it's sufficient, and this officer is allowed to testify to his receipt of the search warrant and his execution of the search warrant if this is the witness who actually executed the search warrant. So defense's objection to this witness testifying to such is overruled. Is there anything else?
Nothing further from the statement.
All right. Yes. So we'll take a short break so that everyone can use the restroom.
All right, we're going to take a break. Witness says I'm good. I'll just chill out right here. Not going anywhere. There we go.
Silver Pathfinder.
On the passenger seat?
Yes.
It was
You can refresh your memory.
What just happened? Okay, there we go. Missed this part. Jury's coming in.
Deputy Lewis, I'm going to back up a little bit and ask a couple of more questions about that Silver Pathfinder. So you had previously testified that you were able to identify the defendant, his wife, and a small female child. Can you please tell the jury who was sitting in the passenger seat of that Silver Pathfinder?
on the passenger seat?
Yes.
It was
You can refresh your memory and report the second paragraph.
the rear seats of the vehicle.
The front passengers.
Still reviewing his report.
Okay.
Hernandez Rivas.
Okay, so what was the front passengers
Rivas Hernandez.
and what was the first name?
Ades.
Okay, and who was the driver of that Silver Pathfinder on February 23rd of 2023?
Female by the name of Lugo Eunice.
Okay. And then so after that traffic stop was cleared and suspects were transferred custody to Bear County Sheriff's Office, where did you go?
I went back to the scene of the house.
And is that the 74 Kimberly Lane address?
Yes.
And did you conduct a search of that location?
Yes.
And under what authority did you conduct your search?
A search warrant.
Okay. Were you equipped with a body worn camera when you were on this call?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 88. Can you take a look at that and tell me whether you recognize it?
Yes.
And how are you able to recognize it?
That's my information number.
Okay. And have you viewed the contents of State's Exhibit 88 before?
Yes.
Did you review the contents of State's Exhibit 88 prior to trial?
No.
Or I mean, in anticipation for trial, like
Yes.
within the last month or so?
Yes.
Okay. And is this a fair and accurate copy of your body worn camera?
Yes.
And except to comply with legal rules, has it been altered in any way?
No.
Okay. At this time, the state offers State's Exhibit 88 and Kimberly State.
Is it Deputy Luna?
Yes.
You said that you viewed this within the last month. Do you remember specifically when?
No.
Where would you have viewed this?
It was in her office.
When were you last in her office?
Say within it's been a few times. It's been reset so many times.
So tell
I would
the
say
state
about
how many
maybe-
times did you go to her office?
I would say twice.
And when was the last time?
We'll say about maybe I believe the date should be on there. No? I would say about maybe the end of June, maybe July.
Okay. So several weeks ago.
Yes.
And you viewed it in its entirety?
From what was in that CD, yes.
And it accurately depicts the action you took on the February 23rd of 23?
Yes.
No objection.
All right, State's Exhibit number 88 is admitted without objection. Granted.
And so initially when you went back to 74 Kimberly Lane and were preparing to enter the property pursuant to the search warrant, was the property easily accessible or was there something that you had to do to gain access to the property?
We breached the front door, which we had to use a tool to get it open.
And was there a gate on the property?
Yes.
Okay, and were you just able to open it or how did you?
I believe there was a lock on it. We had to cut the lock off.
Okay.
My wife has the burner phone. She's with the kids at the pool. I don't have that. Sorry. We're just finishing
And,
yesterday's
the motor
testimony.
vehicle that we see you operating in State's Exhibit 88, were you operating undercover unit or a marked patrol unit?
Undercover.
Do you recall what type of motor vehicle it was?
And silver gray Chevy Silverado.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess operating undercover, is that routine practice for the organized crime division?
Yes.
And so does that mean that you also operate in plain clothes for the most part?
Yes.
And so when you're getting ready to access a location pursuant to a search warrant, what are some concerns that you have? Like, were you sure that everybody was out of the location or what is going on at this point?
We pretty much treat every location as if somebody's in there.
And so is that why we see it that most of the officers are armed in this exhibit?
Yes.
And can you explain to the jury what they are currently doing?
Right now, we're making the approach towards the residents. We're also using the car for cover, just in case we do take rounds.
In case we take rounds.
And to also let everybody inside residents know that we're there with the police lights on.
And what is that tool that you have in there now?
It's a pry.
Pry bar.
And is that what you use to gain access to that main structure on 74 Kimberly Lane?
Yes.
Once you were able to gain entry into that main structure, can you just explain to the jury what is the protocol that you do? Do you do a sweep or what is going to occur?
We pretty much clear every room, room by room, to make sure that there's nobody in there, to make it safe for the investigators and everybody else to come in and conduct the search.
And was anyone found at the location at that time?
No.
Not sure how long this video is going to go, if they're going to narrate it or not. We were flying through the testimony. As you can see, we're 3/4 of the way through yesterday's testimony.
And so it appears that you used a back door to exit into the back of the property. Is that correct?
Yes.
How many motor vehicles did you observe on that property?
Um,
Or how many motor vehicles are we observing in State's Exhibit number 88?
2.
And the vehicle on the farther side, what type of vehicle is that?
Across, it's a white Chevy pickup.
Okay. And the motor vehicle that is closer to you, what type of vehicle is that?
It's a Chevy Tahoe.
Okay. Okay. And what vehicle are we seeing on State's Exhibit 88 currently?
That's the suspect vehicle homicide sentence.
Okay. And as we see that suspect vehicle on State's Exhibit 88, does it contain that board that you earlier described to this jury?
Yes.
And what is the license plate that is affixed to that Chevy motor vehicle?
One, 2, 3 ABC. It's license plate number.
And then is that a white truck that was also on property?
Yes.
And I guess, did you kind of walk about the structure to see if there were any additional individuals and any additional structures on the property?
Yes.
Okay. And none were located, is that correct?
That's right.
Just the horses that we're seeing currently?
Yes.
They're just looking for the pinto beans. They'll find them.
Okay, and then did you walk over to this additional structure on the property? Or fence?
Yes.
Okay, and what was contained in there?
Pigs.
Okay. Now, after you all cleared the residence to ensure, and the property to ensure that there were no individuals on the property, did you re-enter that main structure to conduct a search pursuant to the search warrant?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me about your search and what you located during that search?
I was assigned to search the kitchen area, and I checked the refrigerator and freezer. That was the first thing that I searched. And one of the dishes that were in there was a little heavier than It was beans, and that's where a weapon handgun was located.
Okay. And I'm gonna publish cease and desist. Yeah, so can you tell the jury what they just saw?
I removed, or the bowl of beans was removed and placed on the table. And then just continue to go back and check the rest of the refrigerator.
Now, the firearm that was located in the beans, did it have an additional layer that it was inside of, or was it just in the beans?
Oh, it was in a clear, like a Ziploc bag.
And then when you were walking about the back of the property, did you observe anything of note?
There was several spent shell casings that had already been fired from weapons, just laying throughout around the vehicles on the ground.
After you conducted your search, did you notify like a follow-up unit to come and take custody of the property?
Crime scene unit came, took photos and recovered the evidence and marked it.
Okay. And I guess after the search of the property was conducted, did you do anything else of note in this case?
No.
Okay. And after the search of the property was concluded, did that complete your duties on this call?
Yes.
Okay. We pass the mic, sir.
Defense.
Thank you, Judge.
Bring the heat.
Now, Deputy Luna, what time did you execute that search warrant at that residence that we saw in this video?
I'm not sure. I know our detective and all that.
What would it be in your report?
No, I'm not the one that read the warrant and all that to the suspect. I assisted in executing, which means I assisted in searching.
Right, but you did do a report.
Yes.
Okay. And in your report, you didn't put down what time you executed the search warrant?
No, that's usually done by the investigator that's going to read the warrant to the suspect. They ask for a time check through dispatch, and that's where they get that. I didn't put that on mine because I didn't interview or talk to him.
And I know it's been 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You've been pretty busy. We all have.
Yes.
But you saw this video. Can you tell the story around what time it was?
Maybe about 5, 6 in the afternoon. It could have been later when it was getting dark. I know we were there all day from 8 a.m. till 7.
Closer to 7 or closer to 5?
Oh, we were done. It was dark. I know when I left, it was probably 8, 9 o'clock at night. So we were there for a few hours.
Right. And right now, I don't really care about what time you were done. I care about what time you started.
Well, I can't give you an exact time. That you're gonna have to go through dispatch and the investigator that asked for a time check.
Could it have been 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
I'm not gonna guess on that.
But it would have been nice if you put it in your report, right?
Well, everything on there is time check. I mean, usually that's done by the investigator, whoever's interviewing the suspect.
Right, but we're talking about what you did that day. And I mean, that's one of the things they teach you.
Well, yeah, on our system, when you write a report, there's a time check and all that right there. Report time 5:10.3 14:11 entered 4:10.3 14:11. There's a time on the report.
Right, but executing a search warrant's an important thing, isn't it? It's an event.
Yes.
In fact, was that the SWAT team that we saw in the video?
Yes.
You know, when I think of SWAT, I think of all the shows and stuff.
It's nothing like that.
And believe me, I've been doing this for a while, so I understand that. But I mean, we are the 7th largest station in the city of the nation, and you're driving a Tahoe, right, out there? Or was it a Suburban?
Pickup truck.
No, that y'all were walking behind.
Oh, yeah.
A pickup truck.
It was a Tahoe, yeah.
And you know the difference between a Tahoe and a Suburban, right?
Yes, one's longer, one's shorter.
Right. And you kept talking about that vehicle in the picture and in the video, not the white truck, but the other vehicle, you kept calling it a Tahoe.
Okay.
Would you be surprised if it's a Suburban?
Well, on that's why I wrote the information on the report.
Right. But yet you testified to the Tahoe.
Well, that's my mistake on there, but that day I wrote a report, you know.
Right, but Deputy, you would agree with me that details are important.
Yes.
Okay. Did you read the search warrant before you executed it?
No, I didn't. The lead investigator does that. When on my report I put execute, I assisted in executing. I was given an assignment. You search the kitchen area and everybody got teams. That's on my part what I put as execution.
Well, we looked at the video. That was your body cam.
Yes.
So everything that we see happening is you doing, right?
Yes.
And so you walked up to that truck and opened it up, didn't you?
Yes.
Would it surprise you that the search warrant doesn't talk about a white truck?
While I was conducting a search there for any evidence, I was searching for bodies or a threat. That's why I didn't search it. I just opened and closed it.
Right, but you still opened it, right?
To make sure there's not a threat in there.
And would it surprise you that if the search warrant didn't mention a white truck on the premises?
Oh. We're going for the property. Again, any execution of warrant that we serve,
I just need a yes or no.
Can understand. I mean, I can't say that. I didn't read the search warrant.
And that's my point. You executed a search warrant that you didn't read, correct?
It was on good faith by the investigator.
Yes or no, deputy?
I didn't read it, no.
So what would your answer be? I don't believe he's answered it, Judge.
All right. The objection will be sustained.
In fact, in the search warrant that you didn't read, it mentions the Suburban. And that's how I know that the truck is not part of the search warrant. But yet you opened the door to the truck, correct?
To the truck, yes.
Got spicy out of nowhere.
And you don't recall this event all that well, do you?
It's been a few years, just from whatever my body camera was in my report.
2.5 years, nobody would fault you. Okay?
Yeah, somebody.
Because when you testified initially, you left out the people that were at the house that got into the vehicle, other than my client, his wife, and child. Correct?
Yes.
The vehicle that was stopped on the country road.
It's his female driver, gives her information on there.
Right, but when the prosecutor asked you whom you watched get into that vehicle,
well, I
as a
said
Pathfinder,
yes.
You mentioned my client, his wife, and a child.
Yeah.
Right? You left off Ayden Fernandez, didn't you?
Well, that got in, he was already in the vehicle. The driver was already in the vehicle. Whoever I saw get in were 3 people.
Right, he wasn't, Ayden, you testified, wasn't the driver. It was a woman, right?
What's that?
The driver was a woman.
Yeah.
So Ayden is not a woman, correct?
That's the first name.
Is Ayden a woman or not, deputy?
From where?
That's fine, deputy. I think you made my point. So you found a gun. What kind of gun was it?
It was a handgun.
What kind of gun specifically?
I didn't open the bag.
Did you find the gun?
Yes, sir, I did.
And you didn't write down in your report what kind of gun it was?
No, because I didn't touch it. The evidence technician took photos and they run it and get all these serial numbers off of it.
So when you say you didn't touch it, you grabbed a bowl, correct, out of the fridge?
Yes.
So let's say this is the fridge.
Yes.
You grab a bowl out of it, so you touch the bowl.
Yes.
And you're telling the jury you felt a little heavy for beans.
Mm-hmm.
And we see you put it on the table, correct?
Yes.
Did you then go back and search the beans?
Well, no, it was obvious. You can see it.
Okay, so was it just on top of the beans or was it hidden in the beans? What?
Well, I mean, it was halfway full of beans and you can see a clear handgun in a bag.
Okay, so even though there were beans in it, the gun was still there, plain view?
Yes.
Okay. And so did you just put it on the table and back up and call CSI and say, there's a gun there, or did you grab the bag and look at it?
No, I didn't do that. You can see it. Crime scene comes and they take photos because they have to take fingerprints and stuff like that once they open it. So they handle all that.
Okay, so you never touched the plastic bag with the gun?
No. Okay. Just the bowl. I just put the bowl, they open the lid, and you can see what it was. It's evidence, and had crime scene recover it and get the serial number, stuff like that, whatever they needed to do the process.
Did you stay there with the gun until crime scene showed up?
Yes, it's on the video. She's taking photos.
Who was the crime scene officer that took the gun?
I can't remember her name, but it was a female.
How many female crime scene officers are there? Was this Atascosa? Was this Bexar County?
This was a Bexar County crime scene.
To your knowledge, how many female CSI officers are there with Bexar County?
I believe 2 that I know of. I'm not sure.
So there could be more.
Yes, and I believe this was the first time I've seen this crime scene. I hadn't seen her before.
All right, so you can't tell this jury specifics about the gun that were recovered, correct?
It was a handgun, I believe. Well, I'm not gonna.
But I mean, handgun. There's a million handguns, right?
Yes.
I'm sure it wasn't a rifle.
But handguns come with a serial number.
Yes.
But you have no idea what that serial number is.
No, it was inside the bag. I wasn't gonna remove it and take it out.
And you can't tell this jury what happened to that handgun after you left that scene, correct?
Crime scene recovered it.
Right, but you don't know who the crime scene officer is.
It's on the report. I'm sure she wrote a report also.
Right, but you can't tell this jury. It's my question. We talk about your personal knowledge, and you can't tell this jury what the serial number of that handgun is, correct?
No, because I left it in the beans and didn't touch it.
I left it in the beans.
No further questions.
It was in the beans.
State.
Just Okay, so I'm gonna kind of walk back to the silver Pathfinder. But if you reference your report, right, you notated that you observed the silver Pathfinder show up at the 74 Kimberly Lane. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did it enter the gate or did it stay on the outside?
Stay on the outside.
Okay, and so when individuals started exiting from that location, did they all come together or were they separate?
They all came together.
Okay, but in your report, you do write that you observed the driver or the silver Pathfinder Texas license plate SKN 4245 pulled up to the location being driven by a female Lugo Eunice. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then you further state a male identified as Hernandez Rivas Cadiz ran from the home to the vehicle and entered the rear passenger door and got in the front passenger seat. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then you further add a few seconds later, Marco Ramona and a female child ran towards the vehicle and got in the rear seat, and then the vehicle drove off. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And now regarding the white truck, there was no search conducted aside from opening the door to make sure that there was no individuals on or inside of that vehicle. Is that correct? Correct. And is that to maintain officer safety and make sure that there's no threats to you or your fellow deputies that are there searching?
Yes.
Okay, and so to be clear, from that white truck, there was nothing that was seized or of evidentiary value located in that truck.
No.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then just kind of regarding the time, even though it wasn't notated in your report, we can kind of look to your body worn camera for that. So is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Under published States Exhibit 88. Okay, and so this is the first video or the first seconds of States Exhibit 88, which is a copy of your body worn camera. Is that correct?
Yes.
And if we look at the top right corner, it reflects the time, but that's in Zulu time. Is that correct?
I'm not
Latino
sure.
Zulu.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
See the Z at the end?
Yeah, I see the Z.
Okay. And so Zulu is about 5 hours behind the actual or in front of the actual time. Is that correct?
I'm going to object. Calls for speculation.
With regards to the objection of speculation, that will be overruled.
Are you aware of Zulu time?
No.
Okay. But in looking at the exhibit, it says that it's 23:09:49. You
Yes.
see that?
Yes.
And that would be roughly 11 p.m. Is that correct?
That's, yeah, well, on that time, yes, but it wasn't 11 o'clock at night.
Okay, and we can clearly tell that, right? Because
Yes.
if it was 11 p.m. at night, it would be dark.
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. We passed the witness.
Depends.
So, Deputy, I've just been trying to get to the truth here. Okay. You told this jury that Ayden Hernandez was already in the car when he got to that location, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then after you were spoon-fed by the prosecutor and looked at your report, you realized that even in your report, you stated that he ran from the house to that Pathfinder. Am I correct? Isn't that what you just answered to her?
Yes.
Okay. And just like you answered regarding the Zulu time and the time on that video, you don't know if that video time is correct, right?
You're spoon-fed
Not
beans.
from there, no. I've never heard
Many
it.
times it's correct, many times it's off. Am I right?
Correct.
And you don't control the clock on those videos. Am I right? Regarding all of the official action you took on this case on that date, February 23rd of 2023, you didn't see my client kill anyone, did you?
I would not. No.
The answer is either yes or no, Deputy.
No.
Nothing further.
No further questions and excuse, Judge.
Excuse?
Yes, Judge.
All right, you may step down. Any exhibits, if you'll leave those with the court reporter, please. State, you can call your next witness.
The state calls Christina Ibarra.
Speak next.
It's getting spicy. Welcome, Broken Baker and fellow bakers. Good to have you here. Christina Ybarra.
Can you raise your right
on
hand?
her way in.
Do you
I
solemnly
think
swear
she's the one
affirm the
that took-
testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand.
think
There
she's
is
the one that
a
got
silver
the gun.
microphone up there, square. If you'll place it somewhere on your shirt, please.
She meant shirt. Just place it
And
on
if
your
you'll
shirt.
state your name and spell your last name.
Christina Ibarra. Ibarra is Ybarra.
Okay. State, you may proceed.
Thank you,
She
Judge.
went fishing in the beans and
How
got
are
the
you
gun.
currently employed?
I'm with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, attached to the crime scene unit.
Okay. How long have you been with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office?
Approximately 12 years.
Are you a certified peace officer or are you considered a civilian employee?
Peace officer.
Okay. Can you explain to the jury the training you underwent to join the Bexar County Sheriff's Office?
12 years. Just the Sheriff's Office itself or crimes?
So the Sheriff's Office itself, did you have to undergo an academy or how did you become qualified for it?
Yes, I went through, I believe the academy was 9 weeks at the time. Before I went to the adult detention center.
Okay. Is that commonly known as the Bexar County Jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so after you exited the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Academy, you went and worked detention at the jail, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and how long did you do that for?
3 years.
Okay. After the 3 years, what unit did you go to from there?
I went over to the law enforcement side.
Did you have to take any additional training to do that, or did your initial academy cover that?
I went through the SAC, this schooling to get my peace officer's license beforehand. So that's how I got my PO. And then I tested to go to the law enforcement side for Bexar County.
Okay. And then how long did you stay on patrol?
3 years.
Okay, after patrol, where did you go?
I spent about 1.5 years here at the courthouse, assigned to the 175th.
Okay. And then after that, where did you go?
And then I went to crime scene for the Bexar County Sheriff's Office.
Did you have to undergo any additional training to join crime scene unit?
I went through the 40-hour intermediate crime scene class, and then I pretty much had on-the-job training with the crime scene deputies.
Okay. And would that have been more senior deputies than yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, during the 40-hour training that you underwent regarding crime scene, did you learn how to document and store and record evidence?
They went over those things.
Okay. And then did you further expound on that knowledge working with more senior crime scene investigators?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, were you employed as a crime scene investigator with the Sheriff's Office on February 23rd of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you recall being assigned to a call on that day?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall the case number that was associated with that call?
I believe it was 2023 003526.
And do you recall what address you were dispatched to?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you write a report at or near the time that you completed your duties on that call?
Yes.
Okay. Would reviewing a copy of that report help you refresh your memory as to the location you responded to?
Yes,
ma'am. So I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit I for identification purposes only. Can you take a look at that and then just tell me if this appears to be a fair and accurate copy of the report that you generated at or near the time that you completed your duties on this call?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, can you please tell the jury what was the location that you responded to?
74 Kimberly Lane, Cote, Texas 78064.
And was that in Bexar County or in Atascosa County?
I believe it's Atascosa.
Okay. And what authority, if you know, did you enter or did the unit before you entered that property under?
It was first search warrant.
Okay. And when you were dispatched to that location, can you just kind of explain to the jury the location upon arrival?
It was just a large property, gated. It was a exterior gate outside of the interior gate.
Okay. Now, when you first arrived in that area, were you immediately able to gain access to the location, or did you have to wait first?
I waited for some time.
And why is that?
I had to wait for the deputies to search the residence to make sure that it was secure.
Once they notified you that the scene was secure, then did you enter upon the property?
Yes.
Okay. And when you were on property, did you get briefed by anyone?
I don't recall.
Okay. When you were on or at the location, can you just explain to the jury what your duties were?
To take photographs and collect evidence.
And did you take photographs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll get to those in a minute. Do you take photographs first normally and then collect evidence, or kind of explain your process to the jury, please?
Yes, ma'am. I would take photographs before I collect any evidence.
Okay. in your duties, do you kind of rely on the investigators to point you to the relevant evidence that they've already identified, or do you conduct a search thereof?
No, I would rely on the investigators to point out specific items.
And so before you gained access to that property, there were a team of investigators that were there and had searched the location pursuant to the search warrant, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so did those investigators kind of point you to important areas that you would have needed to take photos of and seize property from?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So at some point you would have had to speak with them so that they could inform you of that, right?
Yes.
So then once at the location, Judge, I'm sorry, I think you just have to leave it to Jimmy. But I guess, so we can kind of move on. So was there a firearm that was located at the location?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know where that was located at?
And the refrigerator in the kitchen?
Okay. Do you recall what type of packaging it was in, or?
It was in a Tupperware of beans, and the firearm itself was inside of a Ziploc bag inside that Tupperware.
Okay. Did you seize that property?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And did you notate that as CYE1?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please tell the jury what was the make and model or serial number of that firearm?
It was a TP9 SF Canic, serial number T6472-16 AT11512.
Okay, and were there any additional magazines or live rounds that were located?
Yes, there was a magazine that had 18 live rounds.
Okay. Was there another firearm that was located at the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you notate that as?
It was a CYE2, Heritage Rough Rider 22 caliber revolver, serial number Y60836 with 6 live rounds.
Judge, may we approach?
Yes.
Heritage Rough Rider revolver with 6 live rounds. We're going to zip ahead a little bit. Everything canceled due to smoke. I think you guys have a little bit of a break coming in the next day or so, but you've got to hold off until then. It's
so we went through what was labeled or notated as CYE2, which was your E2 or evidence 2. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was that Heritage Rough Rider 22 caliber revolver. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And then, did you notate anything, or did you seize anything of note in the backyard?
Several shell casings.
Okay. And how were those labeled by you?
It would have been my CYE5, and then they were CYE5A, B, C, D, E.
Okay, and then what about CYE7? Was that a shell casing as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and CYE5 through E7, were those all 9mm shell casings?
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge, I hate to interrupt, but one of us needs to break.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a 10-minute break. Please remember my previous instructions. Everyone, please rise for the jurors.
one of us needs a break. I'm not going to say who. One of us. One of us.
State Exhibit 177.
Close up the
Hang on.
State Exhibit 1.
How'd it jump ahead that far? I was right. You saw it. It jumped on me. There we go. Right here. 3, 2, 1. There we go.
All right, everyone, you may be seated and state you may continue.
Okay, Investigator Ibarra, over the break, you had an opportunity to review State's Exhibits 99 through 145 inclusive and 148 through 210 inclusive. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell the jury what those are?
The photographs that I took while on scene.
And are they a fair and accurate depiction of the location as you observed it on February 23rd of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
And have they been altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
Okay. At this time, the state offers State Exhibits 99 through 145 inclusive and 148 through 210 entry to speak into her.
Judge, I reviewed all of the photos. No objection other than our previously objection.
All right, then State's Exhibits 99 through 145 and 148 through 210 is admitted. Granted.
Describe them for us because we can't see.
I'm gonna show you these photos. You can look at the screen to your right, or there's a big screen here. But can you explain to the jury what you're seeing in State's Exhibit 99?
That is the exterior front of the property. There was a metal gate and a wooden fence behind that.
In State's Exhibit 100, what is displayed?
A yard, I believe, in front of the metal gate.
State's Exhibit 101.
This would be just like an overall view of the property facing the outside of the initial dispatch address.
Okay. And when you take photographs of a crime scene, is it common practice to kind of take a photo of the target location and then do a 360 kind of walkabout to orient the scene for viewers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is that what we're seeing here?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the continued view in State's Exhibit 102?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that continued in State's Exhibit 103?
Yes.
Further continued in State's Exhibit 104?
Yes, ma'am.
Again in State's Exhibit 105?
Yes, ma'am.
Again in State's Exhibit 106?
Yes.
Again in State's Exhibit 107?
Yes, ma'am.
Again in State's Exhibit 108?
Yes, ma'am.
Again in State's Exhibit 109?
Yes, ma'am.
Again in State's Exhibit 110?
Yes, ma'am.
And then in State's Exhibit 111, is that another overall of the target location 74 Kimberly Lane?
Yes, ma'am.
And as a crime scene investigator, do you take photos as you approach the location?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what we're seeing in State's Exhibit 112?
Yes, ma'am.
What is in State's Exhibit 113?
I would be on the property already and starting more initial photos of the front yard.
Okay. And on 114, is that more of the yard?
Yes, ma'am.
And 115 is facing back at the main structure in the location, is that correct?
Yes.
And 116, does that appear to be photos of the right side of the property?
Yes.
And is State's Exhibit 117 a continuation of that?
Yes, ma'am.
What is depicted in State's Exhibit 118?
Part of the trailer home.
Okay. Was that connected to the main home or not?
No, it was not.
What is depicted in State's Exhibit 114?
It's the main residence on the property.
I'm sorry, that was 119. So that's the front of the property, is that correct?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And in 120, is that you entering the location?
Yes, ma'am.
What is depicted in State's Exhibit 121?
The living room area.
Is that the living room again in State's Exhibit 122?
Yes, ma'am.
In State's Exhibit 123, what is being shown?
Beans.
Dining area and kitchen area.
Okay.
These are the beans.
What is this object here?
The refrigerator.
And what about here?
The kitchen table.
Did anyone
In
sample
State's
the
Exhibit
beans?
124, is that a photo of the right side of the structure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you recall how many bedrooms were on that side of the structure?
I believe 2 bedrooms.
Okay. What is depicted in State's Exhibit 125?
I believe it was a child's bedroom.
And in 126?
Another bedroom.
And State's Exhibit 127?
Showcasing.
And was that located in the room that we see in State's Exhibit 126?
Yes, ma'am.
And 128, is this the living room again?
Yes, ma'am.
State's Exhibit 129, is that showing a better vantage point of the kitchen of the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
What is depicted in State's Exhibit 130?
The front of the refrigerator.
What is depicted in State's Exhibit 131?
The refrigerator has been opened.
In State's Exhibit 132?
Another photo of the refrigerator.
And if we look back at State's Exhibit 131, can you point to the jury where that firearm was located?
That Tupperware that's in the center.
Is that here?
Yes, ma'am.
State's Exhibit 133, is that more items contained in the refrigerator?
Yes, ma'am.
What is depicted in State's Exhibit 134?
The Tupperware of things with the firearm.
In State's Exhibit 135?
The open Tupperware with beans and the firearm.
Is that a clearer picture of that in State's Exhibit 136?
Yes, ma'am.
Wish I could see the beans.
And another vantage point in State's Exhibit 137?
Okay, we need AI bean pictures. We need
And
AI
in
to make that
130,
picture
State's
for
Exhibit
us.
138, what is being shown?
Firearm inside of the Ziploc bag.
On State's Exhibit 139, what is being shown?
The firearm that was recovered from inside of the Ziploc bag.
Okay. And what is this?
A magazine.
And is this the firearm?
That it came from, yes, ma'am.
So just so the jury understands that black part, where would it fit into the firearm?
I pulled the magazine from the firearm.
Yeah, so just so the jury understands that magazine, does it go right here?
Yes, ma'am.
And in State's Exhibit 140, is that the serial number?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's what you testified to earlier, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
State's Exhibit 141, is that the kitchen again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and in State's Exhibit 142, where did you move to the left side of the residence?
Past the kitchen, I believe that was more the master bedroom.
Okay. And then this right here, was this a door to exit through the back?
Yes, ma'am.
And in State's Exhibit 143, is that a photo of the master bedroom?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that a dresser that was located in the master bedroom in State's Exhibit 144?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a different vantage point of that same dresser in State's Exhibit 145?
Yes.
And in State's Exhibit 148, what are we seeing?
The revolver that was in one of the dresser drawers.
And was that located in the master bedroom?
Yes.
Is that a clearer photo of that in State's Exhibit 149?
Yes.
And just so the record is clear, State's Exhibit 149, was that notated as CYE2 by you?
Yes, ma'am.
And then just going back to State's Exhibit 140 briefly, is this the firearm that was notated as CYE1 by you?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is depicted in State's Exhibit 150?
The cartridges that were taken out of the revolver.
What's depicted in State's Exhibit 151?
That was a closet.
And State's Exhibit 152?
Several boxes of ammunition.
Is that a different vantage point of the ammunition in State's Exhibit 153?
Yes, ma'am.
And again in State's Exhibit 154?
Yes, ma'am.
Again in State's Exhibit 155?
Yes.
And just regarding State's Exhibit 154, can you tell the jury what type of ammunition that is?
223.
223.
And what about in State's Exhibit 155?
556.
Those are both for sporting rifles.
Now, it would appear that in State's Exhibit 156, you've moved back to the outside of the residence. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is being depicted in State's Exhibit 157?
The RV home.
Is that another image of the RV home in State's Exhibit 158?
Yes, ma'am.
And State's Exhibit 159 is at the inside of the RV home.
Yes.
And State's Exhibit 160, what is that?
Another photo of the interior.
At the RV home?
Yes, ma'am.
State's Exhibit 161 is at the interior of the RV home again.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm seeing that again in State's Exhibit 162.
Yes, ma'am.
And 163, it would appear that you're back outside of the camper. Is that correct?
Yes.
And this vantage point, is that in between the main structure here and the camper on this side?
Yes, ma'am.
And in State's Exhibit 164, can you tell the jury what they're seeing?
That's behind the RV home.
Okay. And State's Exhibit 165.
Outdoor part.
An outdoor toilet. State's Exhibit 166.
An outdoor toilet?
The other side of the RV home.
And State's Exhibit 167.
I believe that was leading towards the backyard of the property.
And State's Exhibit 168.
The back of the property.
Is that displayed again in State's Exhibit 169?
Yes, ma'am.
And again in State's Exhibit 170?
Yes, ma'am.
And again in State's Exhibit 171?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this a different area of the backyard in State's Exhibit 172?
Yes, ma'am.
And again in State's Exhibit 173?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is depicted in State's Exhibit 174?
A horse.
State's Exhibit 175?
Another horse.
State's Exhibit 176?
Another horse.
State's Exhibit 177?
A close up of the horse.
State's Exhibit 178?
One of the stalls where the horses were.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Can you please use the mic and keep your voice up?
One of the stalls where the horses were at.
Why are we taking pictures of
179?
More horses.
And is that the same in State's Exhibit 180?
Yes, ma'am.
Now again in State's Exhibit 181?
Yes.
And again in State's Exhibit 182?
Yes, ma'am.
And again in State's Exhibit 183?
Yes, ma'am.
And again in State's Exhibit 184?
Yes, ma'am.
And again in State's Exhibit 185?
Yes, ma'am.
And then in State's Exhibit 186, is that the backyard still?
Yes.
Hey, Red, why does the
And
pinto
in
beans
State's
look
Exhibit
like
187, are we seeing,
bacon brittle?
What are we seeing?
That's still the backyard.
Okay, and what is this here?
It's just a post for the fence.
State's Exhibit 188, is that the backyard further?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and State's Exhibit 189, what is depicted?
The two vehicles that are behind the main property, RV or mobile home, sorry.
Great. And State's Exhibit 190, what is depicted?
One of the vehicles that was on the scene.
Okay, regarding this vehicle, did you receive information from Sergeant Mahone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and why was this vehicle important to photograph?
I was just advised to take overall photos of it because it was going to be towed back to the crime scene.
Okay, and is that how you observed it on property with that board covering the license plate?
Yes, ma'am.
And in State's Exhibit 191, did you move that board from that motor vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is the license plate that was affixed to that motor vehicle? And starting in State's Exhibit 192, do you take photos of the vehicle like in a roundabout manner?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in State's Exhibit 192, that would be the right side of the vehicle, is that correct?
Why is she taking pictures of the horses? I mean, I like
And
horses.
is that the passenger side tire in State's Exhibit 193?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the front passenger tire in State's Exhibit 194?
Yes, ma'am.
The thumbnail has
And then is
evolved
that
on
an
this one.
overall of the passenger side of the motor vehicle?
Yeah, the thumbnail now
And
looks
what
like
does that
this.
state right here?
A Suburban.
I think it's great.
And in State's Exhibit 196, is that the front overall of the motor vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And is the license plate the same as you previously testified to?
Yes.
And are we seeing that again in State's Exhibit 197?
Yes.
What are we seeing in State's Exhibit 198?
The scuff mark on the front bumper.
And in State's Exhibit 199, is it the driver's side of the motor vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And in State's Exhibit 200, what are we seeing?
The registration sticker.
And in State's Exhibit 201, what were you photographing?
And several shell casings that were on the floor.
And is that the same in State's Exhibit 202?
Yes, ma'am.
And in State's Exhibit 203?
Yes, ma'am.
And in State's Exhibit 204, a closer or containing the shell casings that you were referring to in State's Exhibit 203?
Yes.
Good job, Red. That's a good thumbnail.
And in State's Exhibit 205, another shell casing that was located in that area?
Yes.
And again in State's Exhibit 206?
Yes.
Again, it's exhibit 207.
Yes, ma'am.
And then it's exhibit 208. What are we seeing?
More shell casings.
And it's states exhibit 209, a closer up of states exhibit 208.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that right here?
A shell casing.
And states exhibit 210, what is depicted?
It's 2 more shell casings.
Would that be here and here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So prior to us going through the state's exhibits, you had testified that from that property you seized what you notated as CYE1, CYE2, and then CYE5 through E9. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you bring those items of property to court with you today at my direction?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you bring the beans? If you brought the Tupperware with the beans,
Okay. Yes.
that would be epic. Everyone's just looking at the evidence. Give them a minute. I'll get this all
So I'm going to hand you what is states exhibit 211. If you could just hold that in your lap for me and take a look at that.
Oh.
And so can you tell me under what case number this evidence was seized under?
2023-003526.
And what item of property is that as you notated it when you seized?
CYE1.
Okay. And what day was that seized?
February 23rd, 2023.
And are you the person that collected that item?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is the description of the item?
A tan in black TP9 SF Canic, serial number T6472-16AT11512.
Okay. And so after you seized that property from Kimberly Lane, what did you do? Did you take it back somewhere and package it? Can you explain that to the jury, please?
Yes, ma'am. I would have gone back to the crime scene bay, taken overall photos or close-up photos of what I collected, and then packaged it in the appropriate box, and then entered it onto RMS and barcode.
Okay. And so are you the individual that packaged it as it is here in court today in States Exhibit 211?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are these your markings here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's your name and badge number. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At this time, the state would offer States Exhibit 211.
Any objection?
Is it in the same condition that you inventoried it, submitted?
No, sir.
What's changed?
There's more evidence tape on it and other people's initials.
But you're certain that this is the same item that you recovered from that location on February 23rd, 23.
Yes, sir.
No objection, Judge, other than my previous objection and motion.
All right. State's exhibit number 211 is admitted.
You go ahead and open.
She's got the black gloves. I like it. Is she wearing a watch on top of her sleeve?
And what's contained within States Exhibit 211?
The firearm magazine.
Okay. And is that the same firearm and magazine that you took photos of on Kimberly Lane?
Yes, ma'am.
And if there's no objection, just for the record, I would like to label them as 211A, B.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just let you know which each one is.
All right. So what is States Exhibit 211A?
The firearm.
And is that the firearm that you seized from somebody for Kimberly?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you please read the serial number contained within 230?
D647216AT11512.
And has this firearm been made safe for court?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, at this time, permission to publish State's Exhibit 211A.
Granted.
And what is State's Exhibit 211B?
B magazine.
Okay. And permission to publish State's Exhibit 211B, Judge.
Granted.
And this magazine would have been contained within the firearm, like so, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'm going to hand you State's Exhibit 212. If you could just do the same thing and hold it in his lap and tell me, do you recognize what is State's Exhibit 212?
CYE2.
Okay, and was that seized by you at the Kimberly Lane location?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and CYE2, what is the description of that?
The Heritage Rough Rider revolver.
Okay, and does this packaging contain your name and badge number?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you the person that seized the item contained within State's Exhibit 212 and packaged it as it appears in State's Exhibit 212?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, the state offers State's Exhibit 212.
No objection.
All right, State's Exhibit number 212 is admitted without objection.
Go ahead.
Don't think the revolver was used, was it? She has her watch on over her sleeve. I didn't know it was legal to do that.
Contained within State's Exhibit 212 is State's Exhibit 212A. Can you tell me what is State's Exhibit 212A?
The revolver.
And has this been made safe for the court?
Yeah.
Permission to publish State's Exhibit 212A.
Granted.
Red Pen is collecting your bean recipes. I guess this includes all homemade chilies. If your chili recipe consists opening a can and then adding some seasoning, that doesn't count. But if you do have to soak beans, even with a revolver, in the refrigerator for your recipe, we want to hear about it. Send pictures. We're okay with the little fire. Just properly notate it. Don't call it mild if it involves ghost peppers. I mean, there's just common courtesy there. Beans with a bang. Twice. No. Now with more pop.
Well, first, okay, so I'm going to show you State's Exhibits 213, 214, 215, and 216, which would contain 216A, B, C, and D. Okay. Can you tell me under what case number all this property was seized?
2023 BCSO 003526.
And was that pursuant to the search warrant that was executed at 74 Kimberly Lane?
Yes, ma'am.
And on State's Exhibits 213 through 216 inclusive, do they contain your name and badge number?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you the individual that seized State's Exhibits 213 through 216 inclusive?
Yes, ma'am.
And just regarding State's Exhibit 213, can you please say what that is?
A blue Motorola cell phone with light blue case.
Okay. And State's Exhibit 214.
CYE4 is a black Apple cell phone with a cracked screen.
And State's Exhibit 215.
It's a CYE5 A, B, C, D, E, the 9mm shell casings.
And then State's Exhibit 216, 216A, B, C, and D.
CYE 6, 7, 8, 9.
Just hit 400 likes. Thank you very much.
Shell casings. CYE 7 is the 603. It's a 9mm shell casing. CYE 8 It's the Recovery Addict showcasing. BYE9 is a Win 556 showcasing.
And these all contain your name and badge number, is that correct?
With the exception of one of the smaller badges.
Okay.
Would that be a non-Newtonian liquid?
Okay. So just to clarify that last bit right there, 216A, B, C, and D, these all contain your identifying information. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. At this time, the state offers state exhibits 213 through 216 A, B, C, and D. Any objection?
No objection for 213, 214, 215, other than our stated objection at the hearing previously heard. Regarding 216, I'd like to take her on voir dire.
All right, you may take the witness on voir dire.
So, Deputy,
voir dire number
now
8.
regarding CSI, there's two branches, right? There's civilians, and then there's law enforcement.
Yes, sir.
You're in the law enforcement category.
Yes, sir.
So, regarding item 216, you told the prosecutor that your initials were not on it. Is that correct?
I withdrew that one. Did I not say that for the record? It would be 216E. I'm sorry.
So you're not
No, I'm
offering A, B, C, or D?
I'm offering.
Getting spicy. Prosecutor smells blood, circling like a shark.
A, B, C, and D. But A through D have your initials. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Then no objection other than subject to our previously stated objection through the hearing.
All right, and that's for 216 A, B, C, and D.
Correct. Yeah.
Correct.
All right, and before you go back, could parties approach?
Yes.
You already went back.
And I'm sorry, states exhibit 216 and 216 A, B, C, and D will be admitted.
213, 214, and 215.
And also 213, 214, 215, and 212 if the court did not state that previously.
She puts the non-sponsored water bottle right in front of the camera. Oh, we're done. We're done. Judge called it. That's how they ended yesterday. Which is great because they just already started today. Let me back up just a tiny bit and see when they did start. Let's see. What happened right here? Oh, that was a different hearing. Okay, going forward, going forward. We're switching to camera 7 now, which is this one. The video's been up for quite a while, but they just barely started the case. So there we go. Can you all see? Can everyone can see this? Judge is here.
So we're just trying to get that worked out.
All
There's
right.
a federal time we need to capture.
So, Mr. Lodge, then we'll call you back. They're currently in a jury trial. So, do y'all want to call him back on?
They're not ready yet. That was a different case. Let's see if they started this an hour ago.
People may be disappointed.
Listen. I don't think we're there yet. We have to still fast forward, but I want to hear what Judge says here.
They say, unless you learn something new every day, then why are you on the planet, right? I have learned something that people may be shocked by it. People may be disappointed. Tom Holland has never seen The Matrix. I hope that doesn't change anybody's opinion of him, because I know some people who claim they've never seen the Ten Commandments.
But I mean, Tom Holland's not coming out in any kind of remake or sequel to the Matrix, is it?
No, but I mean, there are certain things on the
Isn't he
planet that
Spider-Man?
you should have seen. I don't care how old you are or how young you are. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, Judge, I've never seen that. I'm so young." No excuse. Have you seen Wizard of Oz? I mean, Ten Commandments is a staple.
Charlton Heston.
At least I know in the black households, Bashan, Ten Commandments is a staple in the black household. Am I right? I mean, you sit there and you watch the Ten Commandments.
I don't know if it's the black household or if it's the Baptist.
No, it's the trust me, it's the black household.
Okay.
Cindy, you've never watched that?
I'm Baptist and we watched it too growing up.
Did you watch it with your cousins?
Probably.
Now, aren't they talking about remaking that?
Okay, that's nonsense. That should not be done. I don't protest, but I will protest that.
They're doing that with everything. I mean, you know, True Grit, they remade it and blew it.
Yeah.
Although
I didn't watch
it. You know, they gave what's her name an Oscar,
Mhm.
and all she did was copy what was it, Kim something,
Mhm.
the actress in the original True Grit. It was the exact same acting style. I mean,
Oh, wow.
and so I was like,
I don't remember there being a second
Kim
one.
Darby.
Yes. Oh, I remember Kim Darby. Yeah, you know, True Grit should not be remade. And you know what else should not be remade? Although you said you're going to watch it and you broke my heart when you said you'd never seen it before.
Refried beans.
He's never seen Five Card Stud.
I need to leave because
You've never seen Five Card Stud?
I'm in trouble.
Is this where we shout at her? She walks away and says, "Shame, shame, shame."
Matrix, yeah, me.
I'll watch it this weekend.
Oh my goodness. Can somebody have Lauren, have you seen The Matrix? All right. Rick, have you seen The Matrix?
I've seen The Matrix.
David, have you seen The Matrix?
I have
Several times.
All right, somebody call upstairs. Megan needs to be removed from the courtroom.
Was disappointed with the last movie and its ending.
Oh, yes.
Megan and I will do our trial prep together.
Yes.
Yeah. Then just.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, guys, he's here.
Okay, let me get him sworn in.
All right.
All right.
All right. I can get him sworn in.
yesterday.
Yes.
I know.
All right, Mr. Zavala.
Okay, we're gonna fast forward.
All right, they're going to swear you in, and then we're going to take up your matter.
Okay, that's not our case. We're waiting for our case to start, and it hasn't started yet, I don't think. I just love those segues where she just shares a little bit of information, personal. Oh, what's this? That's the same cop.
Did you review the document entitled "Trial Court Certification of Defendants"? Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Okay, here we go. All right.
Thank you, Deputy Laura, for getting that done.
Our witness is
All
back
right.
on the stand.
So, guys, we're going to proceed. The court is calling 2023 CR 4371B, State versus Marco Antonio Moreno Vasquez. We have the interpreter here. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record. All right, and could you spell that for the court reporter?
Lupita. Last name B as in boy, UIPRON.
All right, and could I have the parties announced?
Megan Galloway and Lauren Espinosa for the state.
David A. Garcia, attorney for Marco Moreno Vasquez, for ready, Judge.
All right, let's bring the jurors in. Oh, sorry, just 1 second, Deputy Laura. Yes.
The mic is not working.
Oh, I have them off because it was I'll turn them on right here.
Okay, all right. All right, we're ready.
All right, for the jury.
Here we go. We're back. This is today. We're now on today time, about 45 minutes ago. We'll skip through any breaks and sidebars, and we'll be caught up in no time.
All right, everyone, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a different interpreter. That interpreter has already been sworn in. And state, I believe it's your witness. And could you restate your name for us, please?
Christina Ibarra.
All right, and just make sure you speak in the microphone. And to the interpreter, are you able to hear her?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. State, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Investigator Ibarra, I'm gonna approach you and again show you these exhibits 211 and exhibits 212. Now, when you seized the firearms which have been admitted into evidence as State Exhibit 211A and State Exhibit 212A, did each firearm contain live rounds?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and are those rounds that would be contained within, for regarding State Exhibit 211A, the live rounds that you seized, would they have been taken out of the magazine which has been entered into evidence as 211B?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I'm so sorry. Could I have parties approach just briefly?
Yes.
We're going to skip ahead. There we go.
Oh, you want me to? Yes. Okay.
Okay. So we'll just do this.
Okay. Okay.
So the record. So regarding State's Exhibit 211, contained within State's Exhibit 211 was State's Exhibit 211A, which was the firearm that you seized from 74 Kimberly Lane, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then State's Exhibit 211B, which was the magazine that goes inside of State's Exhibit 211A. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, when you seized State's Exhibits 211A and 211B, was there anything contained within State's 211B?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was that?
The ammunition.
Okay. Now, when you take custody of this property, State's Exhibit 211A and State's Exhibit 211B, when you take custody of it and you go to package it to place it in the secure property room, do you leave the ammunition in the magazine or do you separate it out?
I separate them.
Okay. And so would that be contained within the box that is State's Exhibit 211?
Yes.
Okay. And State's Exhibit 211 contains your identifying marks, name and badge number. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so regarding what I am marking and showing you as State's Exhibit 211C, do you recognize what is State's Exhibit 211C?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what is that?
The ammunition, which I took out of the magazine.
Okay. And so even though your identifying marks are not on State's Exhibit 211C, you are the individual that seized them and packaged them into State's Exhibit 211. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so at this time, the state would offer State's Exhibit 211C.
May I take her on voir dire, Judge?
Yes.
Every single witness.
Now, Deputy, looking at 211C, the prosecutor asked you about what it was, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's ammunition.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many bullets?
I believe 18.
Did you mark your initials on the bullets?
Everything is packaged inside of this box, which is all entered as CYE1. So yes, I have it labeled as 18 S&B light browns.
Right. My question was, did you mark the bullets themselves
with your initial, your badge number, anything?
Not the bullets themselves.
When you packaged them, did you put your initials or your name on? Because you said you got them, you got the gun, you took the magazine out, right? And then you emptied the clip or the magazine.
Yes, sir.
And what did you do with that?
I put them in a smaller envelope.
Okay. Did you initial the smaller envelope?
No, sir.
And so then you packaged the whole shebang, correct?
Yes, sir.
Shebang.
Into that box, which is 211 now, State's Exhibit 211.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But regarding the package of ammunition, you never marked on it with your badge number, did you?
No, sir.
You never put your initials on it.
No, sir.
Okay. And since you did all of that into this box, what did you do with the box then?
Once everything's placed in the box, it's sealed.
Okay. And to your knowledge, when you showed up yesterday and opened that box, which was still sealed, right?
Yes, sir.
But other people had touched it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Unsealed it, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, for testing purposes.
Yes.
But you don't have any knowledge what happened to that box after you submitted it or put it into the locker room, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you get it back and you bring it to yesterday for this trial. Am I right?
Yes.
But you have no knowledge what happened within that box between then and now, correct?
Once it's processed after it's out of the hands, or?
You have no personal knowledge as to who touched it, right?
No, sir.
What they did with it, correct?
No.
Okay. But you can tell this jury that box was opened, right?
Yes.
Out of your presence.
Yes.
And people did things with it.
Yes.
And it's been in the locker room or the lab for at least 2.5 years, right?
I believe so.
What did people do?
So
with it?
today you can't tell this jury that those items that you're talking about, these 18 ammo rounds in 211C, are in exactly the same condition that they were when you retrieved them. And you can't even tell this jury if they're the same 18 rounds that you retrieved on that day, can you? Yes or no? You're under oath here, Deputy.
I'm not sure, sir.
Right. So by not sure, you cannot tell this jury that they are the exact same rounds that you recovered on that day of February 23rd of 2023, correct?
I'm not sure, sir.
I need a yes or no, Detective. Deputy.
No, sir.
You cannot. You're not. This time we object to the introduction of this as evidence based on the chain of custody, based on the fact that she does not have personal knowledge as to which she testified, and thus it cannot come in.
State.
Judge, so the witness has testified that she's the first link in the chain, and the rest of the link will be laid with the next witness.
All right, then what the court will do is the court will sustain defense's objection until state you present the next witness.
Judge, can we approach?
Yes.
Defense is not going to stipulate to these bullets coming in. I know it's a stick in the mud trick, but because the way they asked that question, she should have answered and said, I can verify that when I placed these in this box, they were the same ones that I got from the scene.
212.
I can only, verify my part of this.
Yesterday, we kind of went through this, but just regarding State's Exhibit 212, can you please tell the jury what item number that was of yours when you seized it?
CYE2.
And what did CYE2 contain?
The revolver and the 6 live rounds.
Okay. And does State's Exhibit 212 contain your identifying marks by name and badge number?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you place what has been marked as State's Exhibits 212 and 212A and 212B inside of State's Exhibits 212?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so regarding State's Exhibit 212A, does that appear to be the firearm that you seized, or the revolver, excuse me, that you seized personally from 74 Kimberly Lane?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you seized that State's Exhibit 212A, did State's Exhibit 212A contain live rounds in it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you separate those from State's Exhibit 212A?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And were they placed in what is now labeled as State's Exhibit 212B?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many live rounds were there?
6.
Okay. And so at this time, the state would offer State's Exhibit 212A into evidence. And regarding State's 212B, I'll lay the predicate.
All right.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said at this time, the state is offering State's Exhibit 212A. And regarding State's 212B, the predicate will be laid with the next witness.
So regarding 212A, Deputy, your initials were on that, right? When you packaged the box and stuff?
Yes, sir.
No objection to 212A.
All right, 212A is admitted without objection.
And just regarding State's Exhibit 212B, although you did not place your identifying information on State's Exhibit 212B, are you the person that extracted the 6 live rounds that are labeled as State's Exhibit 212B from State's Exhibit 212A?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and when you took State's Exhibit 212B out of State's Exhibit 212A, did you package them and place them into State's Exhibit 212?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, after you collected all of the physical evidence that we have seen here today, and placed it in the secure property room, did you have any other duties in this case?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We pass the witness.
All right, defense.
Now, Deputy, what time did you enter that property on February 23rd of 2023?
I can't say, sir.
Would it be in your police report?
I'm not sure.
Can you look?
I don't have it.
It was marked as 5.
It states Exhibit I.
No, sir. There's no specific times.
Do you recall whether it was day or night?
No, sir.
It's been so long you don't really remember it, right?
What time I entered? No, sir.
Or whether it was day or night?
It was daytime when I arrived at the call.
You testified that you waited outside the property until you got called to come in, is that right?
A distance away from the property, yes, sir.
Okay, so outside the property or still on the property?
Outside of the property.
And what was the purpose of that?
To make sure the scene was secure before I entered.
And then did you get a radio call to come in or what?
I don't recall specifically if it was over the radio that the scene was secure.
And then you entered the scene, right?
Yes, sir.
And is it customary for you to talk to the detectives or the officer regarding what evidence they want you to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who'd you talk to in this case?
I believe investigator Dominguez was one of them.
Where were you directed to obtain and recover property from?
74 Kimberly Lane?
No, not the address. When you were at the scene, what was the first thing you recovered?
I believe it was a firearm from the refrigerator.
Okay. Let's talk about that. You went and did somebody point it out to you? They said there's a gun in the refrigerator, or you went and looked in the refrigerator and found it?
I believe other deputies on scene have located it.
Okay. And so when you recovered it, did you recover it from inside the refrigerator?
No, sir.
Where was it?
Well, it was already, it was placed on the table.
with the beans. Let's talk
Do
more
you
about the
wear
beans.
body cam?
No, sir.
Some people
Didn't
use gun
the
safes.
DA play a video for you
Some people use
at the
Tupperware.
scene recovering the stuff?
No, sir.
You didn't watch a video with you yesterday
No, sir.
involved in this incident?
No, sir.
And you're sure that you went and you got the gun from the
I thought we
table?
did.
From the Tupperware? Yes, sir.
And they showed you a photo of it, correct?
Yesterday, yes, that's all.
Regarding 212B, you didn't put your initials on that either, did you?
When I package firearms and there's ammunition,
Right, Deputy, I just need a yes or no.
on the box, yes.
On 212B, that's an envelope containing
Correct,
ammunition. Did you put your initials on that?
Correct, I didn't.
Why do you put your initials on the box?
Because that is one item of evidence. I'm not packaging the ammunition separately outside the box.
Right, but you put your initials to show that you handled this, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're positive that when you recovered the firearm in 211, it was on the table. Is that your testimony before this jury?
I'm not sure whether the item was taken out of the fridge and then I verified what was in it, or if it was already placed on the table from the fridge.
Poor report writing? What is this? Lack of preparation by the prosecution? Do you remember the beans, ma'am? Can you tell me what type of beans? Were the beans ready? Or do they need to soak longer?
Was it your duty, once you recovered these items, to send them to the lab, or is that somebody else's duty?
That's someone else's duty.
Nothing further.
Okay,
And no further questions and excuse, Your Honor.
excused?
Subject to recall, Judge.
All right, just make sure you're available if either party wishes to recall you. If you have any exhibits up there, please leave them with the court reporter. And if you'll leave your microphone behind, please.
Well done, ma'am.
All right, State, if you'll call your next witness.
The state calls David Pendleton.
This guy has to give us the bullets, the rest of the chain on the bullets, because defense got those admitted but not, or entered but not admitted yet. Some great questioning.
All right, if you can raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you may have a seat. There's a gray microphone up there. If you'll make sure it's somewhere on your lapel or shirt for the court reporter to hear.
Yes, ma'am.
It's the square microphone. Gray.
Oh,
thank you.
We actually need them both, sir.
And if
Is
you'll,
this okay?
yes. And if you'll state your name for the record and spell your last name.
My name is David Pendleton. That's Pendleton.
All right, are you able to hear?
Yes, you are.
All right, thank you. All right, State, you may proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Pendleton. How are you?
Morning, fine, thank you.
Can you please tell the jury how you are currently employed?
I am a firearms examiner at the Bexar County Criminal Investigation Laboratory, but most people just call it the crime lab.
And how long have you been employed with the Bexar County Crime Lab?
Over 20 years.
And in your 20 years with the crime lab, has your focus been on firearm analysis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you please explain to the jury your educational background that qualifies you?
As far as education, I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice,
and a master's degree in justice policy, both from the University of Texas at San Antonio. I am also a member of the Association of Firearm and Tool Mark Examiners, and I am certified in the area of firearms identification by that organization, as well as I'm a licensed analyst in the state of Texas.
Okay. And can you explain to the jury what your duties are as a firearms analyst with the Bexar County Crime Lab?
On a daily basis, I'm going to examine evidence submitted to the laboratory, generally firearms. With firearms, I will actually evaluate them for their safety, and then I will test fire them. I will also examine ammunition and ammunition components, such as fired cartridge cases and fired bullets. And I will attempt to make a determination if I can find a source of where those cartridge cases and bullets were fired from.
Okay. And have you testified regarding firearm analysis before?
Yes.
And does that include testifying in courts in this county?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you please tell the jury a little bit more about the Bexar County Crime Lab? Does it have any certifications or credentials?
Yes, we have accreditation under ANAB, which is the American National Institute of Standard Technologies National Accreditation Board.
Okay. And when you became employed with the Bexar County Crime Lab, did you have to take any additional training in the field of tool mark analysis?
Yes, ma'am. The majority of the training we receive is within the laboratory. Actually takes a few years. Also, we'll do outside training when available. Generally, that's through our annual training conference through the association I previously mentioned. And we are also required to be proficiency tested yearly by an outside agency.
Okay. Now, in your lab, do you have the ability to determine whether a specific bullet was fired from a particular firearm?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please explain to the jury how this is done?
Well, the first thing we do if we have a firearm, we will actually test fire the weapon. I will either fire it into a range or I will fire it into a water tank, and I will collect both the cartridge cases and bullets, projectiles. I usually fire it twice. The reason we do this is because first we want to see if the firearm's operating the way it's supposed to, particularly in semi-automatic firearms. Is it loading, extracting, ejecting? Then we will take those two standards that we fired. We call them known standards. We know where they came from. They came from the firearm. So then I will use what's called a comparison microscope. This is essentially two microscopes that I can see the images side by side through one set of eyepieces and compare them side by side, hence comparison microscope. So the first thing I will do is I will look for what's called class characteristics. These are very broad and they're subsequent to manufacture and they can be shared. For example, if you have a Glock Model 22 pistol, all Glock Model 22 pistols are going to share the same class characteristics. They're going to be very similar. They'll be different from other types of makes and models, but they'll share it within that group. From that, we will move on to what's called individual characteristics. And these are the very small imperfections that are left in the manufacturing process that are left individually from each subset. So we will make a comparison between questioned evidence. Well, first we'll look at the test evidence to see if we see reproducing markings. And then if we do, we'll compare both those class and individual characteristics and questioned items to see if we see those same markings.
Okay. And the methods that you've just explained to the jury, are those accepted by the scientific community?
Yes, ma'am.
And are they the most common method used to perform firearm analysis?
Yes, ma'am.
And in your vast training experience, have you found this method to be reliable?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, in your duties, is it routine for police agents in Bexar County to send evidence to your lab for analysis?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you kind of walk the jury through how that property gets to the crime lab and what is done with the property once it's at the crime lab?
So first of all, the crime lab is its own entity. We're not a part of the police department or the sheriff's office or the DA's office. We will be submitting agencies will submit evidence to the laboratory and make a request on a submission form, the type of analysis, whether it's DNA or drugs or firearms analysis. They will submit that evidence to our evidence receiving section. Once there, it follows an internal chain of custody. And by that, I mean, when I'm ready to work at the submission, the request is for firearms, I will go to the evidence receiving section. I will check out that evidence, put it in my custody. I will take it to my section. I will work do an examination. It will be reviewed by another examiner, and then I will complete the case. Once the case is completed, I will return it back to the evidence receiving section. And from that point, the outside agency will come and get it whenever they do.
Okay. All right. And when the evidence is received by the Bexar County Crime Lab, does it come in with a agency number from the submitting agency?
Generally, yes.
Okay. And then when the crime lab receives it, does the crime lab assign a unique identifier within the crime lab to the evidence?
Oh, yes, of course. We have the criminal investigation laboratory number, and it's specific to any items in that case, because there might be multiple items for different analysis in different sections, but they will all follow under that case number. And that usually corresponds to whatever the submitting agency's number was.
Okay. And so did the Bexar County Crime Lab receive evidence associated with suspects Marco Antonio Moreno Vasquez and Adis Hernandez Rivas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and can you tell the jury what the agency number was regarding the property that was received from the crime lab?
Okay, actually, this is a sheriff's office number.
Yeah.
And it is 23003526.
And what was the CIL number assigned by the crime lab to this evidence?
23-01349.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you some items of the evidence. So I'm going to show you what has already been entered into evidence as State's Exhibit 211. Can you take a look at State's Exhibit 211 and tell me if you recognize any of the case numbers that are assigned to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so what is that CIO number?
Written on top as it's received at the laboratory, the evidence receiving section will issue it a number, in this case 23-01349.
Okay. And so regarding the items of evidence, I'm going to go ahead and open up State's Exhibit 211, which contains inside State's Exhibit 211A, 211B, and 211C. So regarding State's Exhibits 211A and 211B, did you receive these items into your personal custody?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you notate them with a different evidence number in your report that you did?
Yes, I will further assign these item numbers as I inventory the evidence.
Okay. And so regarding State's Exhibit 211A, how did you notate that in your report?
So this would have been referenced in my report as item 2-1.
Okay. And that would have been accompanied with 211B, is that correct?
Yes, and that would be 2-2.
Okay. Now regarding State's Exhibits 211C, can you take a look at that and tell me if you recognize any of the markings on there?
Yes, ma'am.
And what markings do you recognize?
All of the interior packaging, I will write the CIL number, the date I opened the package, my initials, And the item number I assigned him, which in this case is 2-3.
Okay, and so you had received State's Exhibits 211C in your personal custody, and those are your identifying marks, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, at this time, the state would offer 211C into evidence.
May I take Mr. Pendleton
Here we
under
go.
voir dire, Judge?
Yes.
Every single one.
Now, Mr. Pendleton, you just told this jury that under items 211A, B, and C, under A, what markings did you put on that?
On A, is that,
On A.
is that the pistol?
Yes.
My initials.
Why?
It helps me identify that that is the pistol I looked at.
When you see it later, correct?
Yes, sir.
Probably in front of a jury, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you put your initials on A. What else did you put on it?
The CIO number.
Okay.
And the item number that I assigned it.
Why do you put a CIL number on it?
Once again, so it's easily found and I can identify it back. If it had gotten separated or something, I would be able to try it.
Basically, you put all three items on there to show that you handled it. This is the same item that you looked at earlier, right? Whether it's a day earlier, a year earlier, 2.5 years earlier.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Basically for security, so you are sure that this item is the same one that I looked at 2.5 years and tested, right?
Yes, sir.
So there are no mistakes.
Hopefully no. Yes, sir.
Because mistakes happen, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Even in labs.
Yes, sir.
Even in secure labs.
Yes, they do.
I mean, didn't that happen in the OJ case?
Honestly, I mean, even though I followed that a long time, I don't remember exactly everything that happened, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, sir.
I mean, that was a circus.
Yes, sir.
So, okay,
Objection
so
relevance.
let's talk about 211B. Did you do the same thing? You put your initials, the CIL number, and the item number.
Yes, sir.
For the same reason.
Yes, yes, sir.
And on item C, did you put all three items?
Yes, sir.
Now, you try to be professional.
Yes, sir, I do.
Precise.
Yes, sir.
To not put that stuff on there opens one up to not being professional, correct?
Well, not only that, it's also a component of our standard operating procedures that it's a requirement that if possible and practical, that we put at a minimum an item number, an individual item number. So it's part of our procedure.
So, Judge, we still maintain our objection to 211C, the fact that this professional did all of these extra things, not only initial, but a case number, an item number on 211C, whereas the previous witness didn't even bother with any of that. So our objection is improper predicate laid, and because of that, it ruins the chain of custody.
Overruled.
Should not come in.
All right, response from the state, and that's to 211C, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
All right.
So regarding 211C, the previous witness testimony was that she seized it, that she
I'm going to
used
object
it.
to the testimony being mentioned earlier.
Well, I need
All
to-
right, that'll be overruled.
She testified that she seized State Exhibit 211C and placed it inside the box of 211, which contained her name and badge number. And so that's the first link in the chain. And now we've laid the last link in the chain, which is Mr. Pendleton testifying that he received that property from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office and conducted an analysis and put all of his identifying marks on there. And so at this time, we offer State Exhibit 211s.
All right, defense objection will be overruled. State's Exhibit 211C is admitted.
Now, I'm also going to further ask you regarding State's Exhibit 211A, did you notate in your report where you've labeled it as 2-1, did it come with a label that was assigned by the agency?
Slot Life, thank you.
I
Enjoy
don't
your
recall
holiday.
something on the outside of the pistol, no.
Okay. Maybe on State's Exhibit 211.
Yes, they usually notate annotations on the box.
Okay, and so what would that have been?
They gave it CYE1.
Okay, and when you worked the case and you labeled it as 2-1, did you notate in your report that 2-1 is CYE1?
Yes, generally in our report, I will list the item number, my description of that item, and if they put a number on it, sometimes they don't, I will put in parentheses whatever that number may happen to be.
Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what has been entered into evidence as State's Exhibit 65. And I'm going to open State's Exhibit 65, which contains therein State's Exhibit 65A, State's Exhibit 65B, 65C, and 65D. Now, can you please take a look at those and tell me if you recognize any markings? As well as State's Exhibit 66.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. And what markings do you recognize on State's Exhibit 65 through 65A through D and 27?
The CIO number that I mentioned earlier that I wrote on the package, the date I opened the package, my initials, and an item number that I assigned these 4 items.
Okay. And so you recognize your information on all these exhibits, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now regarding State's Exhibit 65A, that was, do you know how you labeled that in your report?
Yes, this would be 4-1-4.
Okay. And State's Exhibit B?
4-1-3.
State's Exhibit C?
4-1-2.
And State's Exhibit D?
4-1-1.
And I'm sorry, just for the record, that was 65 C and D. Okay. And so did you take State's Exhibit 65A, B, C, and D and conduct an analysis to determine whether—
Object to the leading judge.
Overruled.
I'm gonna start over. Did you take State's
Get a
Exhibit
start over,
65A, B, C, and D and conduct an analysis to determine if they were fired from State's Exhibit 211A?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And can you tell the jury how you did that?
So once again, I would look at this evidence and I would first look at the class characteristics and I'll compare them to each other as well. Look at the class characteristics, see if they're similar. Then I will also compare them to any tests that I conducted from the pistol to see if they share those same class characteristics. If the class characteristics were different, I would just stop my analysis and exclude it on that. If they're the same, which they were in this instance, I would move further to look for individual markings, which I did in this case.
Okay. And just regarding State's Exhibits 65A, B, D, and C, those were marked by the agency as— can we go through that? Regarding State's Exhibit 65A, how was that notated by the agency?
This one was CA-4.
Okay, and
which one are we looking at?
State's 65A. And State's Exhibit 65B, what was the agency designation?
CA-3.
And State's Exhibit 65C.
CA-1.
And State's Exhibit 65B.
CA-2.
Okay. And so after you conducted your analysis on State's Exhibit 65A through D, did you form an opinion as to whether they were fired from State's Exhibit 211A?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that opinion?
My opinion is that they were fired in this pistol.
Okay. And can you kind of just explain to the jury using the demonstrative about the firing pin and the markings that are left?
Sure. So this is a demonstrative aid that I usually bring. There's an unfired cartridge. I usually bring it because people call it different things. They call it a bullet, they call it ammo, brass. That's fine. But there's actually 4 components to it. One obviously being the cartridge case body. There's a component here, the circle is called a primer. And inside is the 3rd component, which is the gunpowder. And the 4th is the bullet or the projectile, but referred to as bullet. And the way this works in the firearm, has this loaded in, whether it's a revolver or semi-automatic, it doesn't matter. Well, we'll use a semi-automatic. The firing pin, our mechanism is used to release the firing pin will strike the primer. The primer has a compound in it that will cause a small explosion, which will enter a hole in the cartridge case and ignite the gunpowder. The gunpowder is going to combust rapidly, causing pressures that in a semi-automatic will cause the projectile to enter the barrel and traverse the barrel and exit the barrel. Some of the gases will cause the slide to recoil and the spent cartridge case will be extracted, will hit a post in the weapon and ejected. And as the slide comes forward, it will actually strip another out of the magazine and load it. So in that firing process, the firing pin impression itself, just think of it as a negative impression of the surface of the firing pin. There's also this whole area here we call the breech face. That's the area that the cartridge is resting in the slide. Also a negative impression. All of the scraping and moving, you have to remember that these cartridges are made from softer materials, softer metals than the steels of the firearm. So all that action is going to leave marking on the bearing surface of the firing pin, breech face, areas of the cartridge case. On a projectile, it would leave markings on what's called the rifling of the barrel. That's all through the firing process.
Okay. And so regarding what you've described as the casing, is that commonly referred to as by laypersons as like shell casing?
Yes.
Okay. And the projectile as a whole, is that typically referred to by laypersons as like a live round?
Yes.
Okay. And so based on what you've just explained to the jury about the markings that are left on the casing, is that what you look at in your analysis to make your determination?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so you've testified that you determined that State's Exhibit 65A through D, it was your opinion that they were fired from State's Exhibit 211.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and and so now I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 216 and 216A, B, C, and D. Can you take a look at these and tell me if you recognize any identifying marks?
Only online.
Okay. And so what number is that you recognize the identifying marks?
The exhibit number?
Yes.
216B.
Okay. And what was the agency designation that was on that?
Looks like CYE7.
Okay. And what number did you assign that when you did your analysis?
4-3.
Okay. And did you form an opinion as to whether State's Exhibit 216B was fired out of State's Exhibit 211A?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was that opinion?
It's actually a completely different class. so it could not have been fired as a pistol.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you what has been entered into evidence as State's Exhibit 215. Judge, if I can just have a moment because this wasn't open.
Yes.
We're just chilling. She's getting the evidence ready.
Judge, can we approach?
Yes.
We're going to skip this part. Jury's out. Livid. I love greenhouse grown. I had a aquaponics system back in the day. Never really got it producing well. Mostly it was just a fish hatchery. But recirculating aquaponics was a lot of fun to figure out. Now that I know how to do it, I think I could build it better. What are we waiting for? Are we on break? We are. We're skipping ahead. Looks like he took a break too. Looks like the judge is taking a break. The judge has forgotten to turn the mic back on. Jury's back out. Not sure what happened there, but we're back. First word sounds like dueling pistols, but we're good. Okay, got it.
All right, everyone, please be seated. And State is still your witness.
Thank you. Ms. Pendleton, so I'm showing you what has been entered into evidence as Exhibit 215, and then contained within 215, I'm going to show you what is State's Exhibits 215A, 215B, 215C, 215D, 215E, 215F, and 215G. Can you take a look at these things and tell me if you recognize your identifying marks on them?
I do.
Okay. Now, regarding 215A, can you please tell me what was the agency designation?
This one.
Yes.
CYE5.
And when you received it into your custody, what designation did you give it?
4-2-1.
And regarding State's Exhibit 215B, can you tell me what was the agency designation? If it contained.
Oh, no, CYE-5.
And what was the designation that you gave it?
4-2-2.
And regarding State's Exhibit 215C, what was the agency designation?
CYE5-A.
And the designation that you gave it?
4-2-3.
And regarding State's Exhibit 215D, what was the agency designation?
CYE5-B.
And what was the designation that you gave it?
4-2-4.
And regarding State's Exhibit 215E, what was the agency designation?
CYE5-C.
And the designation that you gave it?
4-2-5.
And State's Exhibit 215F, what was the agency designation?
CYE5D.
And what was your designation?
4-2-6.
And then regarding Suits Exhibit 215G, what was the agency designation?
CYE5-E.
And then what was your designation?
4-2-7.
And so regarding Suits Exhibits 215A through 215G inclusive, did you receive these in your personal custody from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, ma'am.
And you recognize the case number and your initials and date on Suits Exhibit 215A through 215G and inclusive?
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, at this time, the state would offer Suits Exhibits 215A through G inclusive.
Any objections?
No objections.
All right, and are you also entering 215 as well?
215 was entered, yes,
Okay, thank you.
I believe.
All right, so states exhibits 215A through G are admitted without objection.
Okay. Mr. Pendleton, now regarding States Exhibits 215A through D, or through G, excuse me, did you conduct a scientific analysis to determine whether they were fired from States Exhibits 211A?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you able to form an opinion after your analysis as to whether States Exhibits 215A through G were fired from States Exhibit 211A?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was that opinion?
That they were fired in that pistol.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go put this back in place. And did you come to that opinion based on the prior scientific analysis strategy that you previously explained to the jury?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, regarding State Exhibit 66 that has been entered into evidence, do you recognize your identifying marks on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and were you able to conduct any scientific analysis on State Exhibit 66?
I did, but there was really no value. It's just too small of a fragment.
Okay, can you explain to the jury what a fragment is?
Oh, sir. Can I use the demonstrative again? So, in modern ammunition, usually in pistol ammunition of this caliber, it's generally the interior is a lead core. Lead is what they used to use in the past, but the problem with lead is that once it gets hot, it melts quickly. So it tends to foul up the barrel, those landing grooves, it fills them up to the point where the purpose of that is to have your bullet spin. They can't spin anymore. So to get over that, modern ammunition, it has been for quite some time, has what's called a jacket around the lead core. That jacket can be made of generally copper, but it can be made of brass, sometimes steel. In firing, and sometimes when it hits a object, they'll tend to separate. So this is what's called the jacket. But there can be little pieces of jacket that we find. There can also be little pieces of lead, and I can't really do anything with those because without having the bearing surface area that I use to identify things. So I usually just write those as no value, unless there's something I can determine, like they're calibers.
Thank you very much. All right. Now, regarding State Exhibit 212, can you tell me if you recognize any writings on that?
Yes, ma'am.
And what would that be?
The CIO number, the date I opened this item, my initials, and the item number that I signed the box.
Okay. And can you tell the jury what States Exhibit 212, what item that was labeled as by your lab?
3.
Okay. And if we open up States Exhibit 212, contained therein is States Exhibit 212A and States Exhibit 212B. Do you recognize any markings on States Exhibits 212A or B?
Yes.
Okay. So both 212A and B contain.
Okay.
Okay. Did you conduct any analysis regarding States Exhibit 212A?
Yes.
And how did you label that in your report?
3-1 would be the revolver. And 3-2 is the unfired ammunition that came.
And so regarding State's Exhibit 212B, did you receive this in your personal custody from the Bexar County Sheriff's?
Yes.
And so you recognize the case number, your initials, and the date that you received it into custody.
Yes.
At this time, the state would offer State's Exhibit 212B.
Defense, any objection to 212B?
If I can take them on voir dire, Judge?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Pendleton, looking at State's Exhibit number 212, it has your initials on it, correct?
Yes, this is the, yes, sir.
On the box.
Yes.
Who else's initials are on there?
There's a number of initials. I couldn't say who they are.
So are there lines for each initial?
Lines?
Are there lines
No.
delineated on the box?
There are lines that's stamped on the box to where you can write information. There's other things that are outside those lines, like.
Okay. So where are your initials on 212?
Right here. I generally write in red so I can find it quickly.
Okay. So these 3 lines here is what you wrote on it?
Yes, sir.
I was looking at 212. You probably can't see this, but you'll get this later. So these 3 lines in red ink you wrote.
Yes.
Okay. This writing up here in blue, who wrote that?
That would be from the evidence receiving section. When in this case, the sheriff's office brings it, they will assign it this number. And so I believe those are Lily's. It's hard. I don't know.
Okay, so this is an employee at the lab?
Yes, sir. It is an employee of the laboratory.
Somebody separate from you?
Yes, sir.
Somebody separate from law enforcement?
Yes, sir.
So, okay, that's 2 people that read on it. Who wrote this stuff here?
If this has gone to another section for another evaluation, or I don't know why they would do it, GSR or DNA or something, that's section analyst would also write that information.
So that's a third person or entity that has touched this item and written it, probably opened it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's this over here?
I don't know, but I would assume that would be the Bexar County people, CSI people, I guess.
Who submitted?
I don't know if necessarily submitted, but whoever sealed the box.
Okay. So that's a 4th entity, correct?
Yeah.
All right. What is this here?
Once again, probably someone from the, it's not someone from our laboratory, but it looks like a badge number.
Right. So it could be law enforcement agency, could be another lab.
Yes, sir.
So that's a 5th touching of this box, correct?
Yes, sir.
What's here?
That's mine.
Okay, so we know this is your writing here.
Yes, sir. After I seal the box,
you can tell where he's going here.
I will put my initials and the date that I'm sealing it. And
see if you can say you don't know what happened before this, do you?
And looking at this in 212 in evidence, can you tell how many times it's been sealed and unsealed?
At least 3, because the dark red tape is going to be the submitting agency. We won't accept it unless it's sealed. I see my evidence tape on it, and I also see some additional crime lab tape. So most likely the 3rd analyst, wherever, I'm not sure where else this went into the laboratory.
Okay. And we're talking about, now let's talk about 212B, which is not in evidence, correct?
I thought that's what you were taking him.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't realize you were behind me. Sorry. So on this, tell us what writings are on it. I mean, you've kind of answered that to the jury, but I just want to clarify that.
Nor the state stuff.
Right.
I see 2 seals. One would be my seal, where I have my date and initials that I sealed it. And another is EH and the date that they opened it and sealed it. So wherever that, I think that might be a DNA analyst. I'm not sure.
Okay. So we know for sure it's been opened by you once, but by somebody else.
In the crime lab, yes.
And it's been in the lab theoretically in this lab that's secure, correct, for at least over 2.5 years.
I don't know if it was that long. I'd have to look to see when it was submitted.
Does your report say when it was submitted?
Yes. It was submitted on May the 2nd, 2023. And I issued a report on December 18th, 2020. So less than a year, but a long time. And I don't know how long that may have been why I think they might have had to analyze it before I did.
And you can't tell this jury who all touched it and what happened with it before you looked at it.
Not without looking at our limbs chain of custody, no.
And you can't tell this jury who looked at it and touched it after you did, right?
No, sir.
You touched it back in December of 2023?
Correct.
We're now in July of 2026?
Yes, sir.
So over 2.5 years.
Oh,
correct?
yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to continue with my objection, Judge, that it's improper predicate, that there's a lack of chain of custody, and so it does not bear the authenticity of not being tampered with and thus should not come in.
All right, state.
Judge, we have laid the predicate for the first and the last link, and so this will wait not admissibility, and we are offering Exhibit 212B.
All right, 212B is admitted.
It's coming in.
All right, Mr. Pickleton. So regarding State's Exhibit 212A, did you conduct an analysis to ensure that it was able to be fired?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the result of that analysis?
It was in working order.
Okay, and did you receive any shell casings or cartridges or ammunition to do a comparison regarding Exhibit 212A?
Not for this one. It's a different caliber than the other evidence.
Okay. Now regarding State's Exhibit 212A, which is a revolver, can you tell the jury, does a revolver eject shell casings like a semi-automatic weapon? And can you please explain that?
Can I read it? Sure, it's fine. So a revolver, obviously you have the frame, the barrel, trigger, and hammer. This here is called the cylinder. Within the cylinder are several chambers where you will put your cartridge. Different revolvers have different ways of loading them. This actually is what's called a loading gate, where you would actually pop the hammer back slightly so you can turn the cylinder, put in a cartridge, put in a cartridge, put in a cartridge. Once you're done loading it, and I would have to check to see how many this holds. I think it's 6, but maybe more.
Gonna be cautious here.
Once it's in this position, you would cock the hammer. In this case, it's a single action. So what happens is that as the hammer cocks, the cylinder rotates, puts the chamber in line with the barrel. When you pull the trigger, the hammer will drop, push the firing pin to strike the cartridge. In this case, it's a 22 caliber rim fire, so it's going to strike somewhere on the rim, cause it to fire. In that cartridge case, the bullet will exit the barrel, the cartridge case will stay in the cylinder. When you cock it again, another cartridge chamber moves in line, and the empty chamber moves around, but the cartridges stay inside.
Okay.
Yep.
Now I'm going to bring you to Exhibit 211A. And if you could just
we're doing this out of
jury
an abundance of safety. This is these are Blue Diamond habanero barbecue.
So the difference with this, when you say semi-automatic, the magazine itself is a box that will have cartridges loaded into it, and they will be basically kept in the magazine by the
YouTube
lips
prefers
of
not to
this
see these
magazine will
pictures.
curve over to keep them in. You would insert it into the butt of the magazine, and it will actually be under the slide of the
grip
pistol.
Insert
And
them into
it'll
the
be
grip.
kind of under spring tension. Now I can't do it because this is locked, but it's fine. So the way you would load it at this point is you would pull the slide to the rear. This portion right here would clear where the magazine is, so the cartridge will pop up slightly. Then the slide will go forward, and it'll catch the very bottom of the cartridge and load it and slide it into the chamber, loading it. At that point, it's ready to fire. When you pull the trigger, the firing pin strikes primer, does that whole thing we talked about earlier. That will cause the bullet to go down the barrel. And as the slide comes back, which we'll call recoil, that cartridge case will get extracted. Once it fires, it will be getting extracted and it'll eject. The spent cartridge case ejects. And then when the slide comes forward, it will load another cartridge. Now, this is semi-auto, so this will continue every time you pull the trigger, but it requires a pull the trigger and a let go of the trigger so it can reset. It's just not going to keep firing. And it'll do that as many times as you pull the trigger or until you run out of ammunition. On your last ammunition, when you fire the last round or ammunition, the slide will actually lock back because a little portion in the magazine will actually stick up high enough to where it catches the slide when it comes forward. That's how you know you're empty.
Okay, Mr. Pendleton. And so can you just tell the jury on what date these items of evidence were received by the Bexar County Crime Lab?
Received by the Sheriff's Office on May 2nd, 2023.
Okay, so the crime lab would have received the evidence from the Sheriff's Office on May 2nd of 2023?
Yes, they would have been submitted to the receiving section.
Okay, and then on what date did you personally obtain it from the receiving section?
I would have to check I guess more than likely those dates a few days before, and then I issued a report on the December 18th, 2023.
Okay, and once you completed your analysis, do you return all of the evidence to the evidence receiving section within the crime lab?
Yes.
Okay, and then from there, does it go back to the Sheriff's Office?
If there is no other analysis needed to be done, but generally by the time it gets to firearms, we're usually the last stop. If there's any type of DNA or trace, it goes to them first.
Okay. We pass the witness, Your Honor.
Defense.
Thank you, Judge. Now, Mr. Pendleton, being that you're an expert with guns, you just testified that the 4 spent shell casings that you examined came back as being fired from the gun in 211, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's a semi-automatic.
Yes.
So as you testified, it has a magazine. Once it's fired, the spent shell casing's kicked out. Okay. You were only given those 4 spent shell casings to compare to these 2 weapons, correct?
No, actually, sir, I was getting a number of items, more than the 4 cartridge cases.
Right, but those specific 4 that came back to have been ejected out of that one gun in 212. Regarding those 4, there were no other spent shell casings that you got. Well, strike that. We know that they didn't come out of 212 because it's a revolver.
Yes, sir.
Right, so you didn't even have to test it because different types of ammo.
Correct. One's a 22 caliber, which is very, very small, versus a 9mm.
And so also with a revolver, they stay in the weapon as opposed to a semi-automatic.
Yes.
Which is in 211.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get the number.
Right.
The pistols.
I'm just trying to get this.
No,
done.
I understand, sir.
So given a scenario, since you are an expert, if only 4 if you were to have 2 weapons at one scene, both semi-automatics, however times they fired, those spent shell casings would have been ejected, correct?
Yes, sir. It's working properly.
And just generally, based on your experience, if I were to fire a gun at my computer,
Don't shoot at your
with
computer.
a semi-automatic, it shoot
destroy the
out
computer.
a spent shell casing each time I fire.
Yes, sir.
When it ejects, it could go either way, right? Left or right, but usually it goes right.
Depends on the gun.
It generally goes right, but they can go forward right, they can go rear right, they can go upright, and that's if you're holding the firearm in its proper orientation, not
in the
like
kill
this,
shot
as I've
mode.
seen some people do. But generally, yes, it should go in the right.
And so if I were to fire at my computer right now, the spent shell casings should theoretically be around me.
They would be to your right, assuming they haven't hit objects and bounced and things like that.
Right. And that's where life gets involved. Things happen.
Yes.
They could bounce off the prosecutor,
absolutely,
come back behind me.
Yes.
Could bounce off of her, hit me on the head, hit my friend here, Marco, in the head, and bounce over here behind this desk.
Yes, sir.
Right.
It's two heads and it missed you.
Also, people, if they're laying on the ground, people could walk by and kick them, correct?
Yes, sir.
Cars could drive over them.
Absolutely.
Okay. Somebody with a magnetic personality could actually attract them and walk off with them, correct?
Well, actually, they're not magnetic, but I understand, yes.
So assuming you have two people firing semi-automatic weapons at a location, let's say in this room, okay? So the prosecutor and I are both firing at our computers. However times we shoot, there should be those spent shell casings theoretically in this area.
Theoretically, yes.
And so if only 4 spent shell casings are found in this area here between the prosecutor and me, or just around us, that would lead one to conclude that probably how many shots were fired.
In that scenario, and you only had 4 cars, no one saw it, you would assume that there would be at a minimum 4.
Right. There could be more if other shots were fired, but we don't know, correct?
Correct.
Now, regarding your job and your profession, you're all about the science, correct?
Yes.
You don't know what happened where regarding this case or any other case, correct?
Correct. Well, like I said, we're a private entity, but we're not involved in actual investigation, so to speak. I mean, yes, we investigate the evidence submitted, but we usually don't know any of the aspects of what actually happened.
So you can't tell this jury here that Marco Moreno Vasquez, sitting next to me, did anything in this case, correct?
Correct.
Fired that gun in 211.
Correct.
Fired the gun in 212.
Correct.
No further questions, Judge, for this witness?
State.
No further questions and excuse, Your Honor.
Excused.
All right. If you will leave whatever exhibits you have with the court reporter.
Except for your...
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you all your lunch break at this time. And so I'm going to ask that you all be back by 1:45. Is that enough time for you all to walk if you need to walk somewhere for lunch? All right. Don't rush eating.
That's 3:45 our time.
All right. And please remember.
Please remember, whatever you remember it. We have lunch. 1:45. What time is 1:45 Texas time? I don't have my phone with me, so I think we return at 2:45 Eastern. Okay, let's build a quick portal. Schedule a stream. We're going to reuse that one, but we're going to bring in the new thumbnail because it's epic. All right, this will put us on part 4. Is that right? We're on part 4 now? Somebody tell me if that's correct. Court returns at 2:45 Eastern. Okay. Not quite an hour. 2:45. All right. Part 4 it is. All right, we got a little bit of a break. It is Friday. We're taking it easy this week. You guys are like, hey, this one's slow. That we chose that on purpose. we need a little bit of a slow reprieve after what we had earlier in this week. So we're doing that on purpose. We're going to be completing this case, and then we'll pick up our next one. Let's see. Customization, community settings, and save. Done. Excellent. All right, we're all set to go. So now all that has to be decided is what you're going to eat for lunch. And let me just suggest that it not be salad, unless you can guarantee that your salad did not come from, what was it, Taylor Farms was one of the ones we're concerned about. You don't want to get sick when you're trying to eat healthy. So bacon's a good option. I like ice cream, shakes, maybe just a burger from your local fast food joint. All these are probably better options than a salad today. And you can tell your doctor it's for health reasons. So for more great advice, tune in this afternoon and don't tell you, consult your doctor, get your own advice. This is not good advice. Anyway, thank you to our mods. It's wonderful. We're going to be back here in about 45 minutes, 50 minutes with the rest of today and maybe the end of this case. I think the jury will be able to put this one together pretty quickly. Had some pretty convincing evidence. All right. Tonight, when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better. Please stay safe. We'll go live again in 45 minutes. We're going to portal you over there when you land. Click the like button because this counter is going to reset. And we don't want it to be like single digits or double digits. We want to get it back up to triple digits as soon as possible. So do that for me. That would be great. And we'll see you in a little bit. Enjoy your lunch. No beans for lunch. Maybe for dinner, but we have to hang out for a little while longer. So pass on the beans. Pass. Bean. Okay. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.